Uh, Welcome to today's live. Mm, yeah, welcome to today's live. Another good Thursday. Uh, this comes after yesterday's FOMC meeting. It was an action-packed week, an action-packed yesterday, Wednesday actually, and yeah, let's see what the aftermath. Is there a calm after a storm, or what do we expect? Anyway, welcome. A lot to talk about. But first, how are you doing? I hope you guys are well. And yeah, I'm happy to be here to share some chats here and there. I start alone. I think Jesse will join me later. Uh, just wrapping up little things before he comes on board. Okay, there's a lot happening, and I, do I start with charts immediately, or do I start with what is happening in the market? And I think what is happening in the market, the highlight after, and the highlight after CPI, because the last time we were with you guys, it was CPI. FOMC followed, and we saw a pause, and it was hawkish, but what Powell said was kind of dovish. That's how the market interpreted it, and yeah, I don't know what your opinion is, but it seems the Fed is still looking to have two cuts this year. But as from the data, it seems unlikely because we still we're still below we're still above the 2% inflation number, the CPI. So uh, I don't know, you guys, what did you see on your end? But you can comment actually. Yeah, you can like, retweet. You're also there on YouTube, and by the way, actually, all our recordings since the first day, since Monday, are there on YouTube. So kindly check it out. And I can see a very volatile market, pre-market, and as you can see on my screen, price keeps going up and down. This is the US 500 S&P. So apart from that, apart from that, apart from FOMC, we had we had Broadcom earnings. Broadcom earnings came out super good, definitely. It's the age of semiconductors right now, and the sector, the industry is performing very well. And yeah, we can see the semiconductors supporting the laggards, the laggards being akina AMD. We can see at least some catalysts pale kwa kwa SMCI, and the only guy who is lagging there is Intel, Mkongwe. The old Intel is lagging, but generally we can see semiconductors have been performing better and better and better and better in the recent past. So what followed, apart from the good earnings and everything, I think Broadcom also announced a stock split following Nvidia. So it looks like it's a trend now, and they announced a stock split of 10:1 come July. So we're waiting for that also, because Broadcom is way, it is in the thousands. I think I can go to the chart and see, and show you how Broadcom is performing right now. Avgo. Avgo is almost 1,500. Actually, yesterday, Avgo hit 1,500. So, as I told you, I think on Monday, it was a good buy, and blowing the top, blowing past my take profit, the intended take profit, and pre-market is it shows it's way above pre-market, way above my take profit with I think almost $60. So Broadcom is a very good company, and performance exemplary. And I think we saw that early in the week. And too bad, our broker HFM doesn't have the ticker on, but I know they will introduce it with time. So apart from Avgo, we call it Avgo, but it's Broadcom. The parent the company is Broadcom, but their ticker name, their short form is Broadcom. I mean, it's Avgo. So something funny. Why is Intel the company behaving extraordinarily as compared to the rest of the semiconductors? So Intel chose to be chose a marketing strategy, a pricing strategy actually, called the loss making leader recently. So what is happening? They are pricing their new chips cheaper than the rivals. So they are trying to seek gain in the data center share, which I think it's too late to do that. Not like it's too late, but really, do you want to compete with Nvidia right now? Uh, I know they have all the right to compete, but at least they should improve on some other areas. So that's why Intel is tanking while the rest of the semiconductors are performing exemplarily well. And as you can see, yeah, the pre-market looks lower, and the overall trend, I think, for the longest time, I think since this year has been a very bad year for Intel. So hopefully we'll see some catalyst come and make the price go higher. So before I go on to any other topic, I'd like to thank you guys. We had our first uh, our first space yesterday during the FOMC, and thank you guys for participating. We were so grateful, and yeah, more spaces coming, and plus we will be here with you every day, and yeah, that's something very nice. I'm psyched. I'll be here every day, talk about the markets. Not that I'm the best trader, but I try, and I will talk about the markets. We'll invite the best traders out there, show you what they see each and every day, and yeah, that's our goal. We interact on a skill-based level instead of yapping around. So the next thing, something which has shocked the market, is Tesla. So Tesla, Elon, I think a couple of hours ago in the morning here in Kenya, in the morning Eastern African time, uh, Elon Elon said that the preliminary votes to the to the pay vote, you know, there was a pay package Elon was promised by Tesla, the Tesla board, of a pay package of 56 million. I mean billion USD. So Elon has been contesting with the board since he hit the number 200 million subscribers. For, I think, was it subscribers or customers, but since then the board has gone to the Delaware court and try stopping Elon Musk for taking that pay home, but uh, as I told you earlier, it is a very sensitive topic, and yeah, a very sensitive topic. And Elon just tweeted and said, and put their graph saying that the investors are siding with him. So wow, wow. If they side with him, I think yes, Tesla will perform good, but I think they will have financial troubles because parting with 56 billion, that's a lot for the company, which has been performing poorly the last 2 years. So if you can see we can get a look at the Tesla chart right now, we can see a very bullish we can see a very bullish pre-market, and just like we pointed out yesterday and the day before, I've been watching this since ever because it has a very pretty reversal. Yeah, that's the head and the shoulder, a reversal which if it breaks this neckline, I think we should welcome the bulls, and I think the bulls are welcome. If you see price so above 200 today, and I think we are on and we are back after years and years. We are back, not years and years. I think 2 years now. I think we'll be back, and welcome the Tesla bulls. If you can remember well, I think Tesla back in 2021, we really had a good time buying. You are just buying, and it was going. It was a rocket ship, baby. Well, so I can't wait to welcome this, and yeah, that's it on the Tesla vote, and I think next we should go to. Oh, let me put on some. Kindly give me a minute. Give me a minute. I think Jesse is here. Uh-huh. Jesse?
Good afternoon, Walter, and good afternoon to everyone.
Yeah.
Just been completing something on the side, but I'm back here. Yeah, I think I'm just watching what has just happened
Yeah, what has happened?
following the PPI release. So for me, core PPI this month has just come out light at a flat rate of 0.0%. This is from an expected 0.3%. And this is month over month. Remember that this is a monthly release. So following that, I've seen yields dropping. You remember that yields also follow the dollar. So
Yeah.
the yields and the dollar typically go together. So again, commodities such as gold just bounced up, and we're still holding support, the kind of support that we were talking about at 2387 or so. 2387 still holds. So maybe the bulls are not
You
done.
can't hear you.
Sorry,
Be audible. Be audible, Kidogo. I think your mic.
sorry, sorry,
Your mic.
sorry,
Yeah.
sorry. Let me just. I think it's the volume. Let me just adjust that.
Okay.
Yeah. So as I was saying, commodities such as gold just bounced up. This is following the PPI release. Like I said, the dollar dropped, yields dropped, so we can also expect commodities to be on the rise. Following that, also, I think, as I was mentioning, for gold, we're still above the 2280 support. So again, maybe the bulls are not done with this commodity yet. Following that, I think we also had a release for unemployment claims, which happens every Thursday, and this one comes out hot at around 242,000 from an estimate of 225,000. So I'm guessing that in the past week, more and more U.S. citizens have filed for insurance, for unemployment insurance, and it will be interesting to see how this happens. But remember, this is just a weekly deviation, so nothing much to read from that in terms of overall economic health in the U.S. But again, still one of the key data points that should be observed. Yeah, for today, I think following what happened yesterday, I think the high inflation rate continues to be a thorn for the Fed members. Although we are just likely seeing some hints here and there as to how inflation rates continues. And my thoughts is that we may resolve in a cooling situation or a disinflationary environment. So again, interesting to see what happens following this yesterday's meeting. So again, today, I think the first thing I'll be looking at is the Tesla stock. Again, I think Walter, if you have, I don't suppose you have not talked about this, but I
I've
guess the first,
already.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I've already
I was
talked
guessing.
about it, but you can give us your thoughts on the Tesla stock, kindly.
Okay, okay. It's definitely on today's watch list. Following This is following the New York open of the stock market. So I think we've had a positive relief for the companies. One of the company's main founders, which is who is Elon Musk. So he's going to be receiving his pay package with a $56 billion pay package. That is billion with a B. Don't get it confused. And yeah, so I
I
guess I'll
think
be.
I think I think he will go back to the top of being the richest guy in the world.
Oh my God, that is the level he plays in. Uh,
Yeah, man.
I'll just sit back here
56. Yeah, that's
and
not
watch it happen.
potential.
Yeah, yeah. So definitely bullish on the stock. Interesting to see how it will rise. Looking at the pre-market, if I can get it here at the pre-market. Yeah, pre-market I think is playing. Oh my word, pre-market is playing at around 189.89. Remember that yesterday's close was at 176. That's how many dollars are those? A rise and $13 plus. I think that $13 plus on the stock already during the pre-market. Again, already past.
That's around 7% up.
Yeah, that's around seven
That's
percent
seven
or
percent.
so plus.
Woo,
So again,
that's
interesting to see
hot.
how. Yes, very hot. So I guess very interesting to see what happens again during equities open, which is around the corner. I think we are having around 30 minutes to the same. So yeah, that is the main thing that we're watching today. Yesterday, I think the big boys, the Nvidias, had a pretty good close at 3.55%. I remember that we were taking this stock, we were saying that it would at least get to yesterday's top, which unfortunately did not happen. But again, pre-market showing some good signs because you're already up $3 or so to around 128 during the pre-market. Again, curious to see if you gap up or during open. So another stock in my radar today will be Nvidia. Um, I had mentioned also that when I look at Nvidia, I also look at AMD, but unfortunately, wherever I trade my stocks, and AMD is not one of the options. So again, yeah, so I'll just be watching it on the sidelines. But again, yeah, one to watch is the AMD because these chip names are just continuing to make a name for themselves, and we don't
Courtesy of
expect.
Broadcom.
Yes, what happened
Courtesy of
for?
Broadcom. Okay,
Uh-huh,
Broadcom released a good surprise above
uh-huh.
its guidance.
Yeah,
So I think that's what's supporting the semiconductors right now. And
okay.
we can see some good, after the squeeze yesterday breaking out from NVIDIA, we can see we can see AMD trying to wake up, being the laggard pale. I think the only chip name which is not doing anything is Intel, and I think I've mentioned it before you came in, and I was telling guys that uh, Intel decided to do uh, a pri- uh, decided to pick a pricing strategy which went against what they expected from the market. And the pricing strategy is the loss-making leader, where their new chips they are planning to price it at a lower at a cheaper option, but as compared to their rivals. And this I think will bite them on their back, because if you lower the prices, it means lower revenue, and lower revenue means lower income, and lower income will appear in the books as a hey, itakuwa kama ya last time. It means low means low. So nobody wants to hear low, especially the investors, and that's why it's playing. It's the only chip name which is not doing well today, and eh, I'm not telling anybody to sell, but it's not looking good, bro. It's not looking good, man. Anyway, back to you.
Yeah, so what I'm currently looking at is, of course, gold. And yeah, just to move up my levels, I have these levels pre-New York. So again, okay, so yeah, pre-New York. So again, I'll just have to move those. So what we're seeing, gold is still down on the day. It's point 0.06 down on the day, red on the day still, despite that huge bounce following the release of PPI data. So again, continue to watch this one. So for at the moment, I'm waiting for the 1 hour to close, which is happening in the next around 4 minutes, so that I can get a clearer read on what actions I may take. Remember that I was very cautious during the week, but now all the noise is behind us, and I can really get comfortable executing trades on this commodity without fear of the much uncertainty that this week had in store for us. So again, I'm curiously looking. So what I have marked up is the 1 hour level, and this was following yesterday's events. And interesting enough, there was this reaction right here at 9 p.m. If I can show it better on the lower time frame, I hope it will be clear on that. So on the lower time frame, I think when Powell stood up on the podium, we saw a very huge reaction. It was very emotional. So this thing kind of tanked during that. At the moment, this guy just stepped on the floor. So I guess guys are just waiting to see him. I don't know what happens when they see him. Everyone gets scared and sells their position or something. Yeah. So yeah, that was quite interesting. So I'm looking out for this. First of all, looking at higher time frame, the hourly. I had already done my analysis from the weekly to the daily to the 4 hour. So again, I don't need to go back to that. So, but maybe if anyone is interested, send us a comment on YouTube, send us a reply on Twitter, on both my handles and Walter's handle. Yeah, use the hashtag TTKE and send us any suggestions or comments that you might have, and we'll be dealing with them as the stream goes on. So I'm just trying to gather my thoughts on what is happening here before I really have a reading on what is happening. But like I said before, on the higher time frame, we still have a very strong support that we formed right at 2286 or so, around that area. And despite all the noise we've had this week, it has not been broken. And also despite the fact that China gave us some news that it was going to slow down on its uptake of gold, which resulted in a very huge sell-off, as you can see me point out here. So again, despite all that, we're still holding this support, which is the most important thing for me. If that support gets broken, then I will change my outlook on gold to probably a bearish outlook. But for the moment, I still going to hold my bullish biasness. But that depends on whether this level can hold. If you break it for any one reason, then I might be changing or altering my belief that we are going to find new highs on gold. But yeah, as I said before in an earlier space, which is also available. Sorry, not space, but stream, which is also available on YouTube. So I think we've been streaming for, is it the 4th day? Yeah. So today is episode 4. So you can go check out what I've been reading on gold and other pairs. Go check that out always. And if anything is of value to you, you can go ahead and share with the rest of your community, and give us a like or something. Just support this, because we are doing this for everyone out there, and it will be very really interesting if the support is reciprocated in the same manner. So again, we have hugely rejected today. That is on the daily. Hugely rejected on gold from a low of around 2300 to around the day's high. We are now approaching day's high, just testing day's high, and it will be interesting to see what happens there. So I'll continue watching this, and I'll give updates whenever I find something interesting. So back to Walter.
We've been talking all about the markets, and we're forgetting to congratulate and talk about the competition. I think I've put up the leaderboard, I think like an hour ago, and we have a break up. We have a break above 4,000, the 4,000% mark, and we have a new king in town called Johnston Andati. The guy amesema it's lonely at the top, and the one who's following the guy is called Levis with 733. So Jesse.
Things are hotting up, yeah. Mambo
Things are
imechemka.
rotting up. Huyo amesema hiyo 500 ni yake na anataka kuibook mapema. Yeah?
lakini watu wakujie bwana, watu wakujie. You never know what happens
Yeah,
tomorrow. We are still a long way to
exactly.
month.
If Johnston is here, na if you know Johnston and Ati, tell us, tell him to contact us. Hata atusalimie. We just need to know who he is. Na if possible, we can invite him here and show us his ways, because I cannot hate. All I do, I can admire, because one thing which is standing out is this guy has been very consistent. I think he's been number one since day one. Not really day one, but for the longest time possible. And funny thing about this table right now, you can clearly tell that yesterday guys had some trades on, and the guys were testing the market kidogo kidogo, had dipped their toes on there, and we can see a huge overhaul where I think it was Kevin pale juu, if you can remember.
Yeah, yeah.
It
As you
reached a
said.
time we had like around 5 Kelvins there, and right now it's Kevin Gichwa, who I think has dropped points, if I'm not wrong, from the eighth day. So, but he's still there. At least he's consistent. We are not here to say that nobody should book a loss, and it's the only way is stop. No, 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 no. Losses as well as profits are very important in trading. We are human, and it shapes us. So it's something very good, and somebody I can identify also there is somebody called Samuel Ndongo. Samuel Ndongo has been top 10. I think has been on the leaderboard during May. He was there. I think is one of. I think I can say Samuel Ndongo is consistent, because last month he did it, and this month is back here, and even a name like Enoch Lagat. I think I've seen your name before. I think even Kevin Zioka. So keep it up, guys. You guys go join the competition. Let's interact on a skill level. We want these top traders to come here, talk to us. We have a platform here where they can show their live trades, and not even live trades, just the narrative of how they interpret the market. That's our aim. We want to bring guys to you who are doing it in the market openly, and for everybody to see that it works if you work it. Anyway, the cap to top 10 right now, it's 254.16, and very exciting. Back to you, Jesse. What do you see in the markets before I talk about anything else?
Uh, yeah, we just closed the first hour of our following the first hourly candles. They're following PPI release, so I think it's around 30 minutes from the release. So we already had a 30-minute candle going on. But interesting enough, we are kind of finding resistance at a level that I'm going to mark in a short while. I don't know if it's very visible. So we are kind of finding resistance over there. It will be interesting because if you're finding resistance there, then there are two options. Number one, I will look for maybe entries above that kind of resistance. So entries to the top side again are one of the options. Like I said, my bias does not play a part in my reading. When I execute trades on an intraday basis, mostly it's on a technical level. So again, this is an area that I'll be looking for buys, but depending on a few factors. Number one, we have to break that resistance convincingly for me to consider taking any buys over there. So second of all, we might also be heading downwards, but downwards is not as clear as I would want it. Probably clear out this news candle. Again, that support has held since I think yesterday it held quite well. Today it has been holding quite consistently. We can see all these rejection wicks at that support area. So I'm guessing that this is a very we've just formed some kind of strong support around that 2311 or 2310 area. So again, I'll continue to watch what happens if we can indeed the gains made during the news release get back to 2311 and see what kind of interaction price has with that level. So from there, I'll be making some decision. But for now, I'm still watching. Going back to the 30 time frame, from where I like to take most of my trades. Sorry about that. So I like to have my trades mostly on the 30-minute level, but following analysis on higher time frames, of course. So we just seeing this. We just got to that hourly resistance level, and our interaction has not been great. We just rejected following the news release, the huge green candle on the left. So yeah, this is the first 30-minute following that. Sorry, the second 30-minute candle following the news release, and yeah. So for me right now, I don't see any levels. I know. Most people probably anticipating that gold price is just coming down for all the gains made during the news release. But for me, that will be an impulse reaction, and therefore I cannot get into something where I've not structured my trade or structured my entries and all that. I need to play with a level, because right now, if I were to take any sales right now, maybe my stop loss will be above the previous candle's high, probably some point above, not exactly at the point. But for me, I've not seen anything that will indicate to me that we indeed are going to sell. I've not confirmed my end on the market, and therefore I'm just sitting on my hands, waiting for really to find levels, and I'll be updating everyone once those levels are present. So yesterday we were talking about oil. We were talking about how it was kind of headed downwards, for that matter. And yeah, it will be. I'm interested to see what happened today. So today we have had a huge rejection of the bottom. So the sales, I think, started out fast. Got to the entry point I was talking about yesterday, which was 77 or 70, the 77 areas in there. So we have seen a huge rejection of that level, and for now, at the moment, we are still pushing up, following the dip, following the announcement of crude oil inventories yesterday in commercial entities, where we saw that huge sell-off, testing the low of the day. But eventually, we closed an indecision candle on the daily. Albeit it was bullish, it was green on the day, but to me that counts as an indecision candle. So today, despite briefly turning green, we're still flat on the day. So nothing has happened to WTI on the day. We're still flat on the day. Again, moving on. So again, no trades for me at this point. I was talking about this. I was ever going to look for sales at the 80 level, at this 80 level, drawn in green, or that is one of the point I'll be looking for sales, and also I'll be looking for sales if at all we are coming to close down at the 77s. So sorry, so from a 77 flat to 77.9, so another region that I'll be looking for sales. But at the moment, we are still in this kind of undecided region here. Looking at the last 3 days, you can see that all these candles don't have a sense of direction. It's a one way up, one way down, and then end of the day, an indecision candle. Same to Wednesday, where we had up, then following the news release down, and then closing on with indecision. Today, same thing. We were down, now we are up. So market price is not really decided at this point, and so am I. So I do not like to take trades where the market does not seem to be finding a kind of clear direction. So I'm sitting out on any trades on oil until you can find some clear reading on price. So I guess back to Walter. I don't know. There's nothing more on my side except what I talked about. Waiting for market open to see where the Nvidia takes us, Tesla takes us, and indeed the Nasdaq or the US 100 takes us. Because right now we are flat on the day on the Nasdaq. Relatively flat, I would say, on the Nasdaq. Therefore, I think we should be waiting for market open to see what kind of reactions we get. Hopefully, these stocks will be bullish, because we just talked about two of the biggest names on the Nasdaq, that is Tesla and Nvidia, and these stocks look very attractive in the pre-market. Therefore, it will be very interesting to see what happens once market opens. Hopefully, those two plus the others which are already showing us some kind of bullishness. Except, it's interesting as these others show us that they are very strong in the pre-market. Meta kindly is barely doing anything. It's kind of flat, in fact. Yesterday's close was around 508, and now in the pre-market it's around 507. So barely flat, nothing, not much activity during the pre-market. Interestingly enough, also Microsoft pre-market barely flat, nothing to report about. Yeah, so I think the two biggest names to look out for today will be the Teslas and the Nvidias, and maybe some of those other cheap names, the AMDs and sort.
Okay.
So again, yeah, watching out for Nasdaq, Tesla, and
Joseph.
Nvidia. Yes, continue, Walter.
Okay. Talking about Elon and Tesla and what else? Microsoft. We can talk about Apple. They have one thing in common. They are scrambling. They are scrambling for one particular company, and that company is apparently it's OpenAI. And what is happening with OpenAI right now? It's something very funny. In 6 months, their ARR is up. What do I mean by ARR? ARR is the annual recurring revenue, like whatever they bank on every year. So their ARR is up from 1.6 billion to 3.4 billion. My God, that's in 6 months. What about 1 year? Everybody wants to work with these guys. So insane is the word. So this is nice. I think some of the Mag Sevens are misbehaving. I'll say misbehaving because I don't like them where they are right now. So before I go to the Mag Sevens, the guys who are scrumming for OpenAI right now is Microsoft. They are working with them. I think they were the first one in bed with them. Nvidia, Google, and Amazon. So, what is that so special about OpenAI? And if you can remember, Tesla and OpenAI had a fallout, and there is an ultimatum if Apple decides to partner with OpenAI and add the add a compulsory AI on their gadgets. Mr. Elon will ban them in his companies. So yeah, something to watch. I couldn't go without talking about OpenAI. So let me take you guys back to my charts. I think I have not talked about my charts today and what I'm seeing. I have a very good name up there. I think it has been this year. It has been my favorite so far. And what do I see? Here I have Google. Google. Those are my two positions actually. Pre-market is down, but towards my at my entry. So my first entry. So that's how it's looking. And not really flat, but it has really come down, and I think wiped yesterday's gap up. So nothing new. I think we even saw that yesterday. So nothing to worry about. We can just wait. I hope we'll have a very bullish market open. Uh, Microsoft is up there, and pre-market is down, but down I think with less than $2. So that is one. But I'm very bullish, as you can see. I'm still in profits, and I have my one of my favorite names. I think right now is Coinbase. Why Coinbase? Uh, Something happened with crypto, and not crypto. Let me just talk about Bitcoin. And after the halving, everybody expects Bitcoin to shoot up, and we've seen bad moments, and I don't think it's towards the momentum is not the same as what everybody expected. But a very interesting setup formed yesterday with yesterday's price action, where price raised up. If you can remember, we talked about Coinbase yesterday making highs and not making highs, having very good progress, and it was unable to break the highs of June 24th. I mean June 6th. That's I think last week. So price went down after 6th and went back up. It didn't break that the June 6th high, and it slumped back down. And what do I mean by slamming back down? It's just a retracement, and a retracement giving me my favorite and my counter trend line to looking to buy above the counter trend line, and I hope we will see a pattern. Is it a cup and handle? Is it a flag? Is it a triangle trying to squeeze much higher? So I told you something. Any consolidation means only one thing. A consolidation means we have a squeeze and potential breakout for price to race back up. So I'm very this is one tick I am watching today, because I think it can pivot from this level. Pre-market is up, above yesterday's close, so it's something to watch. If not, I think we can go back and retest the gap up, which was not filled yesterday. So we can go down and expect price to come test these areas, and then I think spring off, it can go there. So around, is it there? No, we don't know. Is it there? Is it there? We don't know. But uh, you know me. What I'll do, I'll just hook up my counter trend line, and I already know my entry. This is my entry. I'm buying on the break. Why? These are stocks. These are not. This is not FX. So I'm very confident. If we have a breakout, we'll just go, baby. If we take a loss, it will be a loss. It will. If it's a profit, it's a profit. But I know, after a squeeze, after a short squeeze, we will have a good long position. So that's my entry. I've marked it out, and I think what again to watch here is Nvidia. Nvidia, after yesterday's consolidation on the lower time frame, we can see it fly and fly again. This is a name I think you should be buying on every close, because my God, we don't even have entries, man. Squeezy, what is happening, Jesse? Price is
Yeah, I
not
was
coming
also
back. Price
yeah,
is
I was
not
also
coming back.
thinking the same.
View
I
up.
was thinking the same that we should be buying these stocks during yesterday's close because we don't have. Personally, I don't have the capacity to be trading after hours. So I think if I don't have that, therefore, the only thing I can do is buy on close or during close. So I think it's something to work on and see what happens because Nvidia's just be gapping up in after every close. Lucky for
After
those
every
who
close
guys who can
up.
trade. Yeah, yeah. Lucky for those who can trade the after hours because they can catch those moves faster than you can. Because when you set, even if you set your orders, somehow price just does not come to your level, it just shoots up. So you end up missing up on a lot of profit. Yeah, that's not a very good thing. So before I continue, just the guys who continue to send us some replies on Twitter. Thank you very much. Kimani says good afternoon, Wameteko. Jesse and Kazi Safi. Kazi Safi pia kutuandikia reply and hope you're following up and I hope today will be a good day for you. So also maybe just continue sharing what you're looking at in the market, what you want us to look at, shape the discussion and yeah, get involved. Yeah, it's a very interactive show. When we'll be here to answer any questions that you might have, or look at any pairs that you might also be looking at, and see and offer our 2 cents on the same. Yeah, Walter, you were saying something.
Uh, just a moment. I think I'm plugged. Just okay. Here I'm back. Can you hear me, Jesse?
Yeah, clearly,
Jesse. Okay.
clearly.
I'm going on. And I think we've talked enough about Nvidia, and I think we will see high and highs. So the next thing I want to talk about, definitely it's Qualcomm. Qualcomm is going up and up and up. Same case with Nvidia and Qualcomm. I think we should resolve to be buying towards the close, towards the close. But who are we? I'm not a chaser. If it doesn't fill me in, I'll just watch, and I'm glad to watch. So this is very nice for Qualcomm, and looks to go to test the 222 area I marked out. So there's something about Apple I wanted to show you guys, and the trade where I think I followed this guy here, and if I bought the breakout, it was bullish vibaya sana with no retracements towards my TP at 2020. I think I've just moved this, but if you can go back, you can see towards 2020, and I think, okay, this is just luck. I didn't know price will reverse from here, but I could have taken my profits here. So I don't want to tell you that I know these things. Sijui nini. No, 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 no. I'm not that guy, and not here, not at this show, where we come tell you that we are the gods of the markets and whatnot. So fortunately, price went to fruition, completed my setup, my intended setup, and yeah, what should we expect? I think price is now ready to. I think we can welcome some consolidation here so that we can shoot higher, because on the larger time frame we see we are going higher and higher. I don't think we are coming down. If you read the candles, we're still high. No engulf, nothing. So I think we might see higher for longer. So what is my next talk? I think I'll talk about Meta. Should I talk about Meta? Nothing is happening about Meta. The only thing I saw about Meta, I think it's a photograph of our guy. Uh, who's the CEO of Meta? Remind me, Jesse, kindly.
Sorry,
Our
the
CEO of
CEO of Meta,
Meta. Yeah,
Mark.
this Facebook guy, Mark. I saw a photo of Mark with Jensen, the Nvidia guy, and that's the only news on Meta. And I don't think there's anything else. And they're working together. They're planning. So as I told you, it's a scramble for. It's another scramble for I think it's AI, but Meta, I think it's more focused on the Web3 side. So something new and something to watch out for. Yeah. So I think just what are you looking at? I think I've just talked about, and okay, I'd already mentioned about Tesla. So um I don't think there's much right now. Jesse?
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned Meta, and I remember I used to have these Facebook accounts with a lot of names, very funny names. I used to change my name like every time they will allow me to do that. So it's been a while since I was on the platform. So maybe I should go check out what is happening, because it should not be as flat as we are seeing the Meta stock today behaving. So I hope it's not that flat. Uh, looking elsewhere, I think, yeah, I'm just waiting for the 30-minute to close. No action yet for me, not tradable zones for me coming
Yeah.
out on gold. Yeah, not tradable zones coming out on gold. Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
so
Okay.
yeah, just yeah, continue waiting on this. I cannot trade it in this kind of range. It's too noisy for me. There's ups and downs, ups and downs, up and down, and no clear direction being taken. We just, barcoding on the around the same region. We are almost 0.3%. Sorry, 0.3%. Yeah, on the day, down on the day. Nothing much happening. I don't think. I think the big moves have already happened, but the market can surprise at any one time. So I'm just ready for anything that will happen. I have my zones marked out. Uh, shared with you to watch my YouTube.
Kindly be audible. I think you have a problem with your mic again.
Oh yeah. What about now? Clear enough?
You're good. You're good.
Good, good, good. So yeah, like I was saying, if you've interacted on a personal level, we know that I have this very solid rules when it comes to this commodity. And for the moment, I cannot trade within this kind of backwarding behavior that we are seeing on gold, because I like it when it's about to choose a direction. That's when you go with it. But right now, it's showing me that it cannot decide where it wants to go. No ups, no downs. After all the action this week, we are seeing a day where we are just scoring over 0.3 of a percentage today. So therefore, yeah, barely flat on the day. Sorry, not flat, but no major activity, no huge swings in price, except maybe for the news scandal which came out. Further from that, I think what you're seeing right now is just a reaction to the news and nothing much. So yeah, no buying pressure, selling pressure, just normal day at the office with nothing much to say about that. I think I saw you point out Coinbase, which got me interested to see what Bitcoin is doing on the day. Bitcoin is barely doing anything. I think we were down here at local support, rejected it heavily. If I can just chat that up. This is the kind of support I'm talking about. So you're looking at the daily, I think we have a fairly strong support and down at 67,000 or so, around that region. It's been holding for the longest time, I think, since last month, I'm guessing. Last month, so we came down, tested it, rejected, came down, tested it again, rejected, and then we also failed to break this top. So I guess we are seeing some kind of backwarding of what other people call a range-bound movement in the price of in the price of gold, where it's just moving between the resistance and support. Therefore, again, no large shifts in this price. I think we continue to see this unless something big changes in the world of crypto. Or, Bitcoin is funny because one day a state can announce that these guys they'll be accepting Bitcoin payments, and what do you know? The price just rockets for no reason at all, except that some guy has just accepted to receive payments in Bitcoin. So again, sideways action on Bitcoin. Same thing we're seeing on gold. So I'm guessing it's a slow day at the office for anyone who trades those kind of assets. Looking elsewhere, the DXY, which obviously informs majority of how many people trade. That is, if you trade the cross pairs, and they also trade, bonds and all that. So it is also interesting on the dollar, barely flat on the day. We are up just about 0.08% on the day. Again, nothing much to report on it. We had this resistance marked out, not yet been broken. So as much as the current environment with all the data prints released this week points to a fairly strong dollar, we are not seeing this action being translated to the market. But the only thing I can see that we are holding the bottom trend line. It is on the daily time frame. So I guess that's the one sign that bulls are holding in there. But yeah, nothing to report. They're still not able to break 105 resistance. So that's again is something to figure out. And this 105 resistance is important because if you look at the short-term movement in this price, like I already have a trend line on the top, so just mapping up at the bottom, we're kind of seeing this kind of movement, which for me translates to a downward channel or a bearish channel. That is in the short term, looking at the day channel. So channels are interacting with each other, with one kind of overriding the other in the short term. So again, a very huge area of indecision. Let me just mark this area of indecision here as to where the dollar is headed. We might be headed upwards, we might be headed downwards, but all in support. The data is all in support of a bullish movement for the dollar. But again, we are seeing all this kind of indecision at the moment. But I know the market takes time to react to the current information. And therefore, yeah, we just continue watching the dollar for now. Nothing to report on. Just some kind of sideways action. I think everyone was everything was just waiting for this week to be over so that decision can firm decisions can be made in the coming times or the coming weeks. So yeah, for this week we are hoping that we're going to get something in the likes of some strong action either on the dollar, on the cross pairs of gold. But at the
It's
moment,
we have the opening bell.
yeah, okay,
The
yeah,
bell is open. Bell has rung.
I think it's
So
already
the
I
stock
was
market is
late.
on. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. So I think this is the point where we see what has again Nvidia just gapping up as expected, although open not quite a huge moment. So maybe I look for something in the lower end as it is coming down to see whether I can take it along. So the moment we're just playing about with 129. If the share dilution did not happen or the split, then we'll be looking at 129,000 or so. But now we're just looking at we're at 12,000, but now we're just looking at 129. A huge like I expected it's going. I think my orders are in. Hopefully, let me
Oh,
just check orders
you
are in. But
wait. You are buying at the
yes, I had
open. Come again.
yes, I had orders open. I think I had the price for it on
Okay.
Nvidia.
I think
But I was waiting for
I want to
something.
look at.
My orders are
Can
still
we
not in.
see? Okay, can we see? Can we see the futures and I mean the indices how they are acting on your end since your screen is up,
Okay,
if
okay.
you don't mind.
The Nasdaq reacting, I think bullish. Yeah, opening green on the day. Yeah, you were just breaking the local resistance, so a good sign that we might be headed up today. Maybe make a new high if that happens. You remember that during the news we had this price came up to 19,000. So maybe if you're thinking of going green today, which is happening, uh, evidently, then we have a high chance that we're going to fill up this week on the Nasdaq coming into 19,658 if the market feels like going green today. But as expected, a bit of up and down reaction with the open as imbalances coming and all that. So yeah, just waiting for the first few minutes to calm down, and then we can look for entries on the Nasdaq. Whether we'll have this bullish sentiment or bearish, but at the moment it's just up and down movement as expected as the first 5 minutes plays out. Don't know what's happening on your end, but yeah,
On
Nvidia
my
is
end,
yeah, Nvidia is already up, registering 3% on the day, already up 3%, 3.5% on the day. Meta tanking, I think we saw that it was not as strong as the other stocks on open. Tesla is the big mover, is moving already 5% up. And yeah, it's coming down at the moment, so maybe giving us a chance to get in on the action. Again, head orders on the same. I think the year to be filled. Wow, that's a very huge gap up
well,
on open. Yes,
on Tesla.
yes. So again, orders not filled, so maybe I might have to do it manually. I was waiting for it quite lower than where we got to, but again, I was always expected that we were going to go bullish on the stock, but at the moment we are still maintaining some kind of pullback, maybe a chance for us to get in on the action, or maybe some profit taking for those guys who had already done their thing during pre-market or maybe during yesterday's close. So for first 5 minutes is all red for Tesla. And yeah, just thinking about it, maybe it gives me a chance to get in on the action. Although we're just waiting for the moments to come down at the moment, see where they take us. So for the moment, yeah, Tesla is one of the stocks we're to make entries on, and it's giving us that chance.
Come again.
What's happening on your end? Because I need to
Whoa,
get my
what's
orders
happening
right.
on my end? Okay, same to me. But let me bring up my chart. I'm looking at Coinbase, and I you umenipata as I was trying to estimate the opportunity, the height of the opportunity, and as the way I do, uh, that's my opportunity. We estimate the trough, and then from breakout we expect after price breaks this high, I expect price to go to 125s. So 125 will be my out, and then that's my entry. And for my entry, I expect after that we go on a lower time frame to see how price looks down here. And I think I'll be having my out here. Aha. Let me draw it to you to show you how I do it. This is my out here. So I expect if price goes beyond here, I'm willing to take off. So I think it goes back to my usual 1:2, and that's my favorite one. I think you guys know 1:2, and everybody is like, that's too little for you. If it's too little for me, that's enough for me. We don't have to trade the same, but we just here analyzing the market. If you have another way or a better way to trade, you can always hit us up. We can invite you as a guest. Yesterday we had our first guest. It was exciting. So I look forward to interacting with you guys, and that's how I place my place my orders. Yeah, and I want to talk about something. After yesterday's pause and everything, something happened on JPM. JP Morgan saw a continuous. It was down yesterday, and today it opened up a little above the yesterday's close, but uh, like I said, it is two ways. A lower interest rate doesn't always mean a good thing for the bank. A high interest rate, doesn't always mean something good for the bank. The same. So what is happening is banking stocks are going down. You can see JP Morgan, you can see Goldman Sachs. Why is it? Because of the talk of is it because of the interest rate talk, the recent talk? But yeah, certainly it is kitu kama hiyo. I think it's about that, and it means they are afraid. Why? If this happens, yeah, something bad might happen. Not something bad, but the obvious might happen. So going back to Google opened down. Thank God, I've not yet been stopped out from my first position. Uh, it looks going back up, and yeah, I'll just wait. My orders are there. I'm not afraid of the market. Whatever will happen will happen. Why? I've managed well my positions. They are below zero. They are below 1%. I'm usually using 0.5 to 1%. So that's me, and that's how it's happening. I'm very confident the stocks will go up, and up we go. Up we go. We're looking to fill that gap down. Yeah. Next on, we have Microsoft. Microsoft is trying to push back up, trying to erase today roll down and the losses, and I think we should be going up. Where you remember my out is at 470, and this a decent profit. I expect a very decent profit from this. Yeah, a very decent profit. I think we have coin going up. Coin going up will mean I need to call Jesse and I need to put on my orders. So please, Jesse, kindly come take over here. I need to put in my
Okay,
orders so that
okay, nice.
tusiache hapa
So,
watu hanging.
so Tesla, I'm looking at the Tesla chart, and yeah, my orders are already in. I had to key them in manually because they did not really get my price. It was just
Okay.
a little bit shy of my order. So I had to input those manually, and it's behaving quite well. I think we already up from my entry already up. We had 189, so that's $2. That's $2 up already. Yeah, and my question is, do we get to 196? Because here's the thing: on the 4-hour time frame, I already had my channel. It was bearish. for the most part of it. But looking at that, we just opened above that channel as expected, and now we are pushing above. Therefore, Tesla really looking like it could carry the day today. I don't know if you get to 196, which is the nearest recent high that we have. I don't know if you get there, but again, all indication that it's going to be a good day for the name. And also for Elon, because getting $56 billion with a B, makes you smile a little when you're sleeping, just before you sleep. Yeah. So Apple again opening the day high, and very interesting also. Walter, you remember Reddit?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Reddit,
Are
Reddit
we
is
up today?
yes, I think at
Bana,
two
si unakula
two
vizuri.
and a half percent up today. So it's very interesting that good reasons for waiting for the next IPO, because we are about to make the high to get to the highest point we have been since the IPO. So the highest spot was 74. Right now we are doing 67. So that's about $8 to get to the highest that you have been since with this name IPO'd. And so we have just basically formed a kind of bullish channel looking at Reddit. Sorry for that. Yeah, so it's kind of a bullish channel looking at Reddit, and hoping that this continues, because recently we had this level of this 63 level, which gave us some problem breaking, but now we are well above that. I think we had the decisive break happened on Wednesday. So yeah, I think was it Wednesday? Yes, yeah, it was on Wednesday. That big break that we had. When is today? Today is Thursday, so that must have been on Tuesday. Yeah, no, it was on Wednesday. It was yesterday, where I think we were up around 3 or 4%. So today we just opened up 3% up again, and it's very interesting because we have already done away with the 63 level that was proving to be very chaotic. You can see that we came here, touched it, rejected, came here, touched it again, came here, rejected again, but now we are well above that level. So it's all indications are green for us to come and touch this 74 level. From here, we will see what kind of interaction Reddit has with level. If it wants to push above that, or if it wants to remain a sub 74 name, largely I'll be looking at the $100 level, which is around here, which I'll be looking at the $100 level, because if you can perform not as a sub 100 stock anymore, then that would be very nice for the name. And my intention is to take my first out when we get to the 100 level. That means breaking that the highest level that this stock has printed, that is the 74 level. So we still have a long way to go till you get to the 100. Once we get to 100, I'll be thinking of taking my some profit taking at that level. But for now, I'm pushing on nicely, uh, forming some kind of
I
yeah.
Jesse,
Continue, Walter.
here I am. I want to talk about Tesla, and
Okay.
I want to talk about Tesla, and something very awesome has happened, and I want us to come from the monthly time frame. So from
Okay.
the monthly, you can see that squeeze. Everybody can see it. Jesse can see it because Jesse is here to converse and reply to me. So that's a squeeze, and that's my triangle. If you can see, it's very visible. We go back down, becomes more visible, and you can see the price push back up, price push down, back up, even. And we go down to the daily, and the daily is looking good. The daily is looking good. I did show you my head and shoulder, my inverse head and shoulder, and something happened on the right shoulder of the right shoulder of the pattern, and the right shoulder of the pattern, we identified a continuation pattern, if you can remember. We didn't know how low it can go. And if you can remember well, I was in doubt if we will stop here. But price broke down and it was so devastating earlier in the week. You remember that, Jesse?
True.
It was so devastating. It did break down. And we pulled this here. And pulling this here, that's a triangle. Yes, it's a triangle. It's not even a symmetrical. But what happened after the breakout yesterday? I want to show you what happened after the breakout. Yesterday, price action for Tesla was really good, if you can remember. And price happened to break out, and we had a perfect retest. What do I mean by a perfect retest? We broke out, price went up, didn't break point C, but we had a retest up to for the counter trend line. This is the counter trend line. AC. I'm not perfect. These are not perfect things, but when something like this happens for your strategy, when it goes hit that when price reacts to that fair value gap of yours, if price reacts to that order block of yours, if price reacts to that your zone where you expected it to react, I think you get very excited, and this is where I'm excited, because price reacted to where my where my zone was now, and my zone, not my entry, because we were afraid. We don't know what would happen today after the vote, where I think we're being told by Elon that the investors and the shareholders wameamua to back him. So is it true? Have you heard of that, Jesse?
Sorry, which
Have you
investors?
heard that the shareholders were doing a vote, the payout vote, and they have decided to back him? Do you think? Have you heard of that? Kwanza tuanzie hapo.
Yeah, yeah, I've heard of that. I think I've seen it in my runnings today somewhere.
So we just wait for the conference, the exact conference, the one they said what confirm it. This is from Elon. We have not heard from the Tesla, from the company. So that's why it is uncharted waters, and we don't want to play that song. And what is happening uh, from that breakout yesterday and the retest, and today we open higher. I think we open, I think, above 6%, 7% even. So we see price from that triangle aiming to go to 200, the 200 level. As you can see, you know how I estimate my, by now you everybody knows how I estimate my opportunity, and my opportunity points at 200. And if it points at 200, it only means one thing. When you go back to our head, inverted head and shoulder, it means we have already broken out. We have already broken out the inverted head and shoulder neckline. What does that mean? It means we will be operating uh, on a price reversal. A price reversal, we will expect price to go higher. And after that breakout, I want to show you what the opportunity after the breakout of after the neckline breaks out. And I think we have a chunk full of something we here. And yes, we can see price go break the monthly. You remember that monthly, the one I have showed you. And from my estimation, the way I do estimate, it points to 200 and 246. So I take you back to the monthly. Let me go to the weekly first. Uh, the weekly, it means if price plays well from the inverted head and shoulder, it means we will go to the 246 area. If price breaks the monthly continuation setup, this is a narrative for somebody who wants to invest in Tesla for a very long time. So it means price is likely to go to wow, wow, wow. Jesse, can you see this? Sijui kama unaona ama
Yes.
this is what
No, no.
Indio they can call this is Java, but we will be here. We will be gracing your screens every day here, and one by one. Today, I think we will start with that triangle back there, pale chini, and if it tests the 200, we will know the other setup has been activated. And what we call this a pattern inside a pattern inside a pattern. So 200 first, then we go to 246, then we go to 400. Whoa, what a time to be alive. Anyway, that's what I want to talk about Tesla. So back to
Are
you.
you
Back to
convincing
you,
me to
Jesse.
hold? Are you convincing me to hold my Tesla position?
Yes, forever. Ukijisikia carry it on. The way you're doing Reddit, I think Tesla is is my stock, my God. And I'm waiting for
Uh-huh.
that reversal. After that reversal, I'm going long. You're nayo sikufika. Yeah.
But do you think these guys are going to face so much competition from China? I mean, the Chinese guys
Ah,
are doing them.
I have
BYD, we have all these.
I have a wild card there. Do you know what's the wild card?
Uh-huh.
There's a wild card called sasa hapa tumeingia my analysis.
Okay.
Something is happening between China and the US. We have a war called the
Yes.
semiconductor war. The chip war is happening. And
Yes.
whoever is leading on the chip war is Taiwan, to be honest, not either. And Taiwan, what is happening to Taiwan? Taiwan favors the US right now, and that war is because of Taiwan. And China are bitter because Taiwan is just neighboring them, and these guys all the way from another continent comes here and want to take over Taiwan. So the the chips are under the chips in Taiwan are under the U.S. government, and it's a U.S. company. See, you know about that? Have you heard about
Yes.
that? So,
Yes, I know
what
that.
is happening? Nani wamewekwa nje? Huawei is outside, si ndio? You
Yeah.
saw earlier in the week we were talking about the CEO complaining we can't find chips. We don't. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. So as much as these guys are winning, technology on the US side will move much faster as compared to what to the Chinese, and if
Mhm.
that happens, unaona Tesla itakuwa wapi by then? Yes, it will be affected by small siasas here and there of Elon because Elon is a busybody. Yeah, after all that twerking, we will go back up seriously. Because what do we know about technology? We always moving a step higher kila siku. Every day we have something new, something new. So I know the EV companies in China are doing exemplary, but if they don't have a backing of good chips, it means the US will take over. Umesikia hiyo siasa? Yes.
Yeah, talking of Tesla is breaking the daily high, the top that we had made today after coming back down to retest the
Yeah,
open
I can see
prices.
that.
We're now trying to push the price higher and higher, which is very nice. Um, Market
Mhm.
not doing quite a lot. Market is just 0.21% of the day. So it's very
Uh,
interesting that Tesla is breaking. Yeah, we just tested that high today, but it's not breaking yet, and we are finding some kind of resistance. But I'm guessing that it should be some kind of weak resistance, and maybe we blow that top. But for the moment, everything's just reserved. Not major. I expected a rocket ship today, but going that we're already doing 7% on the day. Maybe it does not surprise me as much. But yeah, should be room for upside. And if your analysis is right, maybe I should consider holding this for the longest time. But it depends on what
Go think
happens.
about it. Go think about it. Do your own research. But at the end of the day, okay, this is not financial advice. We're just telling you guys how we play with the market. And this is me. This is Jesse. I don't look at Jesse's ideas and I'm buying ready today. No, why? I need to think about it. So take everything with a pinch of salt, not even a pinch of salt, a degree of healthy skepticism, please. So
Grab a whole bucket of salt.
yes, unishuku. If you're against me, go to the comment, end up and tell me, I think this and this will happen. Show me it your way. If possible, if you really want to come here, come. Let's see what you're watching on your end. So very good. Just this is what I'm looking at. If you can see my chart, I'm on
Yeah.
S&P 500, and before I had a triangle where we saw a spike and then come down, so it got invalidated. Not really invalidated. Let me go there, and I think I explain what, with a visual orientation or something visual. Uh, we had a breakout. I think this followed PPI, so a breakout and then price it was somewhat something. close to a fake out. So this is a fake out, and then price is going back down. So I don't like the fake out, and I told you what did I said something about spikes and weeks, and a week is price is a week weeks are candles on the lower time frame, and if you go on the lower time frame, I think five. I can only go as low as five. They are candles. Can you see that? Can you see that, Jesse?
Yes.
These are candles, and
Uh-huh.
that's why I don't like ignoring wicks. So that's that. And if that is happening, I have all the authority to do what to change my point C and wait for a better setup. I don't know if where point D will be landing, but uh, what I'm trying to say here, we have something called a counter trend line, and if the counter trend line breaks, I think we can expect price to and the market in general to move higher and higher. So we will see. Jesse, back to you. I
Yeah,
think show
just
us your
still
chart.
holding Tesla. I want Tesla to be my number one stock today. But
Okay.
very interesting in gold. We've just had a huge sell-off on the 15 minutes. Again,
Okay.
you see all this action on the zones I drew up, and yeah, we've just been backcoding around there, backcoding, but now we see a very huge move, probably to correct what happened during the PPI release. So any closure below here, I'll be looking for the break of 2308 to maybe have something in my books. But at the moment, we're still holding the local support at
Quick question.
2310. Yes,
Quick question, Jesse. Did
yes.
you did you take profit from your gold stocks yesterday? I think last week you were here. You had some stock. You had
Running
some gold position. Huh?
I
Come
had a
again?
running trade. I have not taken any
Yeah,
profit on it. I've not closed it. It's
it's
still
still running.
open. Yeah, it's still
Okay.
running. You remember? Yeah, we are still in profit at the moment. So I've already trailed my stops to let me get this level. I trailed my stops to 22.98. So once it gets
Okay.
there, you remember it was a risk-free trade. So yeah, oh, you remind me, I had two of them. So for the first one, I took profits at this level, which is 23.38. Once we reversed, you remember I was waiting for this level, which was 23.21 or so. We got there. I think I was waiting for 22.32. Yeah, yesterday, if I can remember correctly. And once we failed to come all the way up to 23.40. Once we got there, saw these small candles, very weak candles, and I realized that we might be losing momentum. So the second trade that I took yesterday, it was just an addition to the first trade. Remember, I took it around 22, 23, 25. So with all the doubt I had, and with all the volatility that was expected later that night, I had to close it down because I didn't know what Powell was going to say or how the Fed was going to act. Therefore, once that buying pressure, died down for the moment and we started coming down, I had to take my profits and close the trade at 23.34. But the earlier one that I took earlier on during the week is still running, still in profits, but risk-free with a trailed stop at 22.96 for that matter. So yeah, thanks for reminding me to talk about that. And yeah, as
Okay.
you can see now, 15 minutes is breaking support. So maybe this is a chance where I'll be very actively looking for position. I don't know what is happening to Tesla. Tesla, yes, is oh yeah, we're still climbing up, so that's good news. One green name already for the day. I don't know when I'm going to take my profits, but depending on price action, right now I'm still holding the position. We're just breaking. We're just testing the day's high, and we're seeing some kind of increased volume on the stock on the buy side, and hopefully win more buyers and hopefully get to around 191. That will be a cool. That will be a cool. $5 to the name this day, or $4 to the name, and I'll take that. I'll gladly take the $4.
Jesse,
Am I still
anything
clear?
dropped? Yeah, you're clear now. Uh, what have you said? Come again, Jesse.
Yeah, so I was saying that
Okay, you have connection issues. I cannot hear you from my end. Okay, Jesse, Jesse. Okay, going on. I want to show you something. I want to show you what is happening on Coinbase, and on Coinbase, this is what is happening on Coinbase, and I marked out a position. I marked out a position. Just a moment, Jesse. I marked out a zone of interest, and the zone of interest was yesterday's gap up. And like I said, with the triangle, I was expecting price to go at least to test that gap up. So from the gap up, I think we can expect not we are not sure, but expect price to move up from there. And right now, as you can see, we can see price going lower and lower and lower, and uh, almost testing. It was very close to testing that zone, and yeah, right now price is going up. Who complains? Nobody complains. Why? Because I have my position up there, and I can't wait to be filled. So, Jesse, are you back? Jesse, are you here? Okay, going on before Jesse comes back in, I think I can show you the other positions. I think Softy is doing good. This is from yesterday's position. Softy is doing good and not that bullish, but it's still up there. I mean, profits as much as we are consolidating on the lower time frame. It's still trying to keep up there. So the consolidation, I hope it breaks out from today's intraday. That's the 5 minutes. So if it breaks out, I think we can see the high, and we can go above 444. And yeah, Jesse is back. Jesse, are you back?
yeah, I am, and yeah, bad news. Gold just wants to play about in between 23.24 and 23.10, so it does not want to give us a good trade. But technically, we are making a higher low, taking that the lowest we've come today is 23.03, and maybe you might be making that higher low at around 23 or 23.08. But for me, no indication that I can jump in at the moment. We're just barcoding, like I said. Right now we are red, half a percentage red. So again, it's not giving me any reason to get into the market unless you're that kind of impulse buyer who just buys at any kind of support. But that is not me, and therefore I continue to wait for anything that might show up. But it is very interesting that we are managing to hold that 23.11 support. Builds me up to think that the support I talked about earlier, which is 22.87, might be holding for the long term. Because if you're breaking this, the daily low, which is at 23.04, then it's very clear that we might be heading downwards towards the 22.87 area, and that will be it for me. I'll have been stopped out of my gold position, and yeah, we look for entries maybe to the lower side. That is continuing bearishness, which is where the economic activity is pointing towards. But have the markets reacted to that as people expect? Not yet. So the dollar is still up on the day, albeit just almost a quarter of a percentage up on the day. So therefore, the market is still not, has not weighed in on the economic activity or the fairly hawkish sentiments that we saw from the Fed yesterday. I remember that with high interest rates, it is not a welcome move for the stock market, also not a welcome move for commodities such as gold, and therefore you might be looking for a refuge elsewhere, maybe in bonds and all those other areas. But in the stock market, I think high interest rates are not welcome. Although I think we talked about large caps not being exceptionally responsive to high interest rates, but yeah, again, not a welcome move to hold rates higher for longer. And yeah, maybe the markets are trying to figure out what will happen. Investors trying to control their positions and all that. So for the moment, uh, gold holding support, still 22.87 holding, as the market, does the dance. Nothing huge to report. Not breaking the top. Came here to look at it to try and sorry, that's the DXY. Market is around a quarter of a percent. Yeah, just rejection with all over. Trying to break up, but every time we try to break up, I think we find headwinds, and we try to go back down to the day open. Right now, just playing with a quarter of the percentage or a fifth of the percentage today. So again, kind of not finding clear direction on Nasdaq. As maybe that's what is holding Tesla back, because if the market will have come at least tested the highs and maybe try to break them, then Tesla will be in a rocket for now. But all the same, I talked about the 191, 192 level where I was going to control my position. We are currently testing 191. Therefore, I should be getting back to my platform and trying to control position. So, Walter, I don't know what you have on your end.
I want to give you good news. I think you are not looking at what is happening. Oh yeah, you're back at Tesla. Tesla is reaping and reaping and reaping. Wow. Hey, you're having a good time. Mimi, I
Yes, I
think
was to
until
control,
after that.
I was to control my position at 191, the first out. So I think I'm going to do that. That's exactly what I'm doing right now. So setting that
Yeah,
up with a few things to 191. So yeah, I'll be doing that.
yeah, good for you. Good for you. Good for you. Good for you. Okay, here, what am I looking at? I think I was looking at TSM. Uh, TSM, 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 TSM. TSM is a Taiwan semiconductor manufacturing machine. After we've talked about Taiwan and US and China, this is what we are looking at. I think earlier in the week I talked about this. I talked about this cup and handle a bit tilted, but unfortunately we don't have that cup and handle. We don't have a TSM on our broker side. But if your broker had TSM, you remember my advice: go buy after breaking that high. So where do I expect TSM to go? As I told you, I was expecting TSM to go higher and higher, higher and higher, higher and higher, higher and higher, and we were looking at 187, 187 area. So uh, after the boost from Broadcom, you can see prices still want to go higher and higher and higher. So it's the semiconductor world right now, and it is exciting. So what's next to talk about? I want to talk about Palentire. Palentire had a breakout yesterday, and the price is still flirting with the counter trend line. And what do I see? What can I see? And what can you guys see? Price broke out yesterday, but it is back inside. And I think we said again, if you have a break above, if you have a break above the counter trend line, what price are we looking for? We are looking for 28s around there. And this is another company where I am really tempted to going long and holding on to it. Yes, it's not one of the tickers being offered on my platform, but this is a gold mine. I think I've talked about Palantir for a very long time, and being a business to government, being a with a B2G kind of with a B2G kind of business model. I think it's something very positive, and they are doing wonders. And yeah, I think this is a very promising stock and a very cheap promising stock. So that's happening. Let's see what is happening on Intel. How bad can bad be on Intel? And Intel looks to breaking lower with a very huge support. I think a month long support, trying to break a month long support, which has been tested and tested and tested again. What do we know about zones which have been tested again? It becomes a very strong zone, and if it breaks out, price races towards the direction of the breakout. So yeah, you can just watch. And I think I can talk about the super microcomputers. And the microcomputers, as you can see, it has a very good contraction. And that contraction, and I said a consolidation means, for me, a consolidation means an opportunity. And an opportunity is there. You can see it is mapped out, and we can expect price to go above the counter trend line. So waiting for that, and yeah, a good breakout will see price going to, let's estimate. It's just an estimate. We don't know where the price breaks out from the counter trend line. But if we estimate, if it breaks out next week around at that price, around at 890, 890, we can expect price to go to retest the high. Actually, it's to retest the high, the all-time high. And if it retests the all-time high, and we've learned something from the semiconductors. What is happening in the semiconductors? As soon as they make these highs of thousands, what happens is that price the companies are opting to go for a stock split, just like what Broadcom has done. I mean, what Nvidia has done, and then Broadcom is announcing a stock split come July. So yeah, we can expect that from the semiconductor company. So yeah, that's something to watch. I think I'll go back to you,
Oh,
Jesse.
so is that a
How
trend
have
there?
you managed? Yeah,
Is
it's
that
a trend. Actually, it's a trend. Yeah, it's a trend, but you know why it's a good trend. I think it mirrors the dot com bubble. Do you remember the dot com bubble back in 2000?
yes, yes.
So
So
I
they
don't
want
want to
people
call it a.
to they
I
want
don't
people to
want to
get
call
in
it a.
when they okay.
It's it's something which it really gives us the future. And if the future is chips, and if it is the technological type of future, I think the company best situated to do these things, they find a huge attraction from the investors and the shareholders. So if people decide to buy, and the price becomes too high, what as a management, definitely you want more people to buy in on your stock. And being a darling, the best way to lower the prices of your stock and put out more shares, float out more shares. And to do that, what you do it easily with a stock split. And a stock split makes price available to everybody. And yeah, you're like a father. The company is like, for the Christmas, have this. Let's share this out. Let's go higher, because a stock split means more money for them also. So yeah, that's it. Hey, Jesse, I think I've answered your question.
Okay,
It's a
yeah,
trend, and it's a reasonable trend.
very. I wish I have my hands on one of these cheap names one of these days because I really have don't I don't even have one on my portfolio. Talking of
I
portfolios, gold is doing the thing. It's now attempting to break the support, and
Mhm.
yeah, after a huge sell-off. But do we still have more selling pressure? I don't know. I think I'll get the answer in around 30 minutes when we have the next 15-minute candle, which is the current one is closing in about a minute. So we're still playing with that support, not willing to break it. Just touched the current lows and rejected upwards. We are now currently rejecting upwards, but still we are in the general area of the support area. So maybe if this candle find its way down and closes below, that will be a clear signal for me to be looking for selling positions on the same. But that depends on the next 15 minutes because this one is just closing right below my region. There you go, right below it, with around 15 seconds to go. So maybe this is a clear chance that gold is finding some selling, and that also means But just looking at the dollar, not doing much, pretty much where it was, but now playing with the day highs, playing with the day highs at 104.5 or so. So interesting to me because gold is about to break lower. The dollar is about to break up. So whatever happens, I know will be momentous, and I'll be surely looking out to see what really happens around this area. Elsewhere, the beloved Nvidia, of course, uh, started off with some kind of buying pressure. Right now, we are back at in and around market open areas. Again, the stock is already up around 3% on the day, with the market again trying to find some clear direction. Market is came down, broke the day lows at broke the day lows at 19,560, or just touched those daily lows. Right now, rejecting towards the upside, and maybe this is what is holding up some of these stocks. It's holding up Nvidia. It's holding up the likes of Apple. It's holding up the Tesla, which I really thought will be a rocket today. Again, Tesla's given up the gains. Like I said, I control my position at 191 with that tap of 191. Luckily for me, I had set my sights on 191. Otherwise, I'll be in a very precarious situation. So right now, I think I'm about to be stopped at break even for the remainder of. I think I closed around 70% of my position. So right now we're just coming to my entry, and I had my orders, my stop orders right there. So I guess yeah, that's it for me for Tesla. So maybe we will look for a rebound in the market to see if we can go a bit longer. But for the moment, yeah, just going out at break even by having controlled my position 70% of it at that touch of 119 right there, that touch of 191, that is where I closed 70%, and let's hoping that the rest will move upward, but that was not to be the case. But it's still early in the day. Market just turned red for a bit. I'm hoping that this will not be sustained. It's at around 0.10 of a percentage, just breaking daily lows as we can see. And yeah, it's pretty clear that does not want to break the all-time high today, and which again was formed yesterday. So I guess we are on the way down. But yeah, we continue to watch what happens in around these areas. They are quite momentous, both on the DXY, on gold, quite also quite momentous. So yeah, there's a lot of action to be watching out for, because this area, if you're breaking out on the Nasdaq, this area, it should be able to find find some kind of pulling down some of the stocks that we've been talking about today. We just saw that Tesla just came back to the open prices. Nvidia's doing the Nvidias of this world doing the same. So any break of the market as it's happening right now could be quite detrimental to these names, and therefore it's a quite momentous time. Just allow me, Walter, to have a deeper look at the Nasdaq as you tell
Continue.
us what is happening. Okay. Oh, you're busy doing something?
No, not really. Actually, I thought you're requesting me to continue looking at it. Anyway,
All right.
as you're looking at the Nasdaq, I was looking at
Yes.
the S&P, and I think S&P has a very interesting chart. Unlike the Nasdaq, I think the Nasdaq is lower than expected. Uh, this is what I'm looking at, and the S&P 500 it's at support. Let me shift my watch list, and this is what I'm looking at. If S&P 500 goes below that zone I've marked out, and it means it has gone below today's low. It will be printing a new low. So I'm ready to see the market selling off, but as we can see right now, it's I think it's reacting to that support, and having showed you what I'm expecting, the counter trend line here. So I'm expecting point D to be around this zone. Uh, and if it reacts to this zone, if price reacts to this zone and goes back up to breaking that high, the counter trend line, maybe you can see a bullish market today towards the close. So That's what I'm looking at. I don't know if I can spot anything else. I don't want to talk about anything else for now. Actually, I've just seen Bitcoin here, I've just thought of Coinbase. I don't know what is happening. The market is crying right now. Everything is going down, and if and Bitcoin is like a percentage lower. I know it's a percentage lower, and what do we see on this other side? We can see Coinbase going lower and lower. I think it is what I've been just saying. It is testing that zone, the gap, the yesterday's gap up, and yeah, I'm hoping to see if it can reverse from there, and we can have our point D around that area. So it will be a very good setup for me. I'm psyched. Haha. Jesse, what are you looking at, Pale? Because actually, an update on my entries, yesterday's entries, but actually today I don't have any entry, and uh, Google is still doing the games, the games za jana. I mean, since they open, but seriously, we can see a rejection. Price doesn't want to go below, as you can see, very many weeks after they open, after that candle, and you can see very many weeks trying to reject price and push back price back up. So I'm really hopeful, and I told you, hakuna stress, hakuna woga. We were yesterday, we had an all-time high, and possibly, who knows, today we can close higher. And better yet, I want to show you something, and I want to show you a channel. It's a very beautiful channel here. uh, it's not a flag for me, it's a channel. It's a very beautiful channel, and we can see price was rejected from the lower trend line. And what can we expect? We can expect price to go and test, at least test the upper trend line. Better yet, break the upper trend line to signal a continuation. So hakuna stress. The two positions are running well. I know the one position is in green. The other one is catching up as price goes up. So very good, very good. I want to show you the Microsoft one. Microsoft. If you want to look at Microsoft on a better level, I think it's the intraday, because price is ranging on a very small time frame, and the very small time frame is looks like this, and we have a counter trend line huko chini pia. This is what I do every day. Mimi ndio huwa nafanya. I keep on drawing and drawing and drawing. Just it. Suambie.
Are you looking? Are you looking at Meta? Yeah, I know you. Wewe ni mchoraji.
Yes. Mi ni mchoraji. I'm an artist. So I'm looking at that counter trend line, and I see a setup, and it is going up. Will I add on? No, because this is a 5 minutes time frame, and I don't think I can have a very good RL there. But if it's going up, it's going up. We can wait price to break that counter trend line, and it will only signal one thing. It will only signal for for higher, for higher, for higher. We aiming for higher ground. So yeah, somebody has just talked about Meta, and I want to go to Meta. We're still in profits by the way at Microsoft, on Microsoft. So go to sawa. Let's go see what Meta is doing. Meta is going down. Where down over a percentage. So what is really happening? Have you had anything from
It
from
was weak.
Meta? Is
No,
it was
weak.
weak? I
It
know
was
it
weak
was
during
weak.
pre-market. You looked at it, yes.
Yeah, I remember. But what is ailing Meta?
No
Anybody
idea.
knows what is ailing Meta? You can just comment there on our YouTube or on X. You can just see what is happening. We can converse on this. So, what is happening?
Is it
Uh,
because I said that I'm not on the platform that guys listened and they sold off?
I've not been on the platform since I think 2014. I closed out my account, and recently I've opened my another account. Why? I've opened up another account on Facebook and Instagram to put on to create a group for TTKE. So if you don't know, this is an announcement actually. I know we have not put up their handles, but uh, we have a group on Facebook. Go check out TTKE, Top Traders Kenya. We have a group. We have another one. We have a handle on Instagram, Top Traders Kenya. No spaces. TikTok, Pia. We're coming there. bado hatujaalawiwa to go live on there, and we are everywhere. Name the platform, we are there. So go search Top Traders Kenya, because we want to reach out to everybody. We want to change the narrative. Anyway, if you have any comment about Meta, just say propaganda ya Jesse ishe ati he can move the market just because of saying something on live. So that's highly unlikely, but it carries the day. Anyway, Jesse, what are you looking at?
One day, Walter, I'll be able to. I'll be the Jerome
Uh,
Powell.
ma-
Yes. So
market,
anyway,
market.
I, I'm just wondering what people on Facebook are saying about the finance bill. I should be very interesting to see what the kind of views that have been expressed. Because on Twitter, I'm
It's
guessing
been
nobody is
fire.
happy about it. Nobody is happy about it. Have you got
Are you
your
happy?
MP's number? Have you got your MP's?
I, I had it.
I don't want to come out to
I had
comment so much about it for reasons I will tell you later on.
I had it. Oh yeah, by the way, is your kwanza wewe you're just there. Hapo tu si work with the MP wewe kwanza. Let's not go there. I told you I don't like talking politics. So,
Yes,
I
yes,
don't
yes,
I
yes.
don't like
I
talking
leave,
politics.
I leave
Let's
politics for
let's keep our
politicians.
let's keep our private lives nje. Yeah, whatever
Okay.
is happening. Anyway.
So on my end, again, I told you gold was about to play with me today, and it's still doing the same till this very moment. Again, we go to support, just touched it, rejected above. Gold does not want to give me what I want today, and I'll respect it for that because I cannot force anything until gold wants to give it to me. And for today, it's told me to sit on my hands, do nothing, just watch it play. Uh, I'll be dreaming of green and red colors today because that's all I'm looking at today on gold. And then yeah, for the stocks I was in update on my position. I was stopped out if I did not get that part. I was stopped on
That's
Tesla after closing at yeah 20% at 191. Yeah, right now it's tanking, it's bleeding. All I see is red, but it's retesting the higher time frame. Walter calls it at counter trend line. I just call it the upper trend line. It's retesting that level, and we are kind of finding some rejection, albeit quite it's not as loud as expected, but we are finding some kind of resistance to that level. So maybe it's an indication that this stock wants to go up. Interestingly for me, AVs right now are in a bit of a fix. Although it's some good news coming from Elon on his pay package. You remember that that decision has not been made in the courts, and I think it will be made later on. Yeah, so some good news. We're expecting that this stock will skyrocket today, but that did not happen. The decision has not been made. So maybe after the decision has been made, that's when maybe this stock can rally up and rally up good. It's still early, although right now we are bleeding on Tesla, and I'm guessing just having a quick look. Yeah, the market is also bleeding. I told you that if we break that support at 19,560, then we are going to see red because looking at the left, it's quite ideal for a sell-off. But yeah, this is the market. Anything can happen at any one time. Look at the market just finding some kind of resistance at previous support. Sorry, some kind of support at previous levels. And yeah, this is just something maybe to look out for. So maybe we might be playing around this kind of region for the rest of the day. But again, the market can surprise us. It can't do anything at any one time. I think it's high time that people, if you have not accepted that, you should accept that the market can do anything it feels like doing at any one time. So for the moment, finding some support there, climbing back up, and that should mean good news for the likes of Tesla, which have seen some bleeding. What I'm curious by what makes the market go down? Is it the stocks, or is it the market which makes the stocks go down?
okay. What I know, what is an index? What is an index? If you can
It's
remember,
an
kwanza
aggregate.
wewe
It's
think,
an, yeah,
yeah,
it's an
it's an
aggregate of
aggregate.
all.
Eh,
Yes.
Exactly. An aggregate means an average of all of them together.
Yes.
So if
Yeah.
you're talking about Nasdaq, 100 companies, weighted out, divide by 100, that's the number you're seeing there. Sindio? So
Yeah.
it means the stock's reaction will move the market on this other side, but highly unlikely that the effect comes from the index itself. So definitely, tumeshajua where the root cause comes from. It comes from the other side and not the other way around. But it's a good key, it's a good key index to watch, like something good to look at, something to guide you on how the other participants are doing, instead of going one by one checking how is this how is this stock, how is the Qualcomm doing, so that you can have a basis of what to expect in the market. So what does it mean? If you see the Nasdaq going down, it means if you put all the if you put up a watch list of the 100 companies, it means there is more red than green. So that easy, nothing too crazy. It is that straightforward. So even that's the interpretation of that. So I want to show you something. Coinbase is testing deeper. Coinbase is testing deeper right now, and deeper to our zone, if you can remember, that deep. So it means my triangle it looks much better. If it goes deeper, well and good. Uh, what do I expect? I expect a reaction from anywhere from here, as long as I japita this point B. We can have a good setup, and we have our counter trend line there. And you remember, we already have a buy stop set, so we just wait for market to conspire. So on this other side, I think I want to show you something on the S&P 500. The S&P 500 is wants to put up a flag, if you can see. You remember that triangle I was trying to force it on there. So price is unable to beat the, I think, yesterday's low. Yes, yesterday's low, and we can see price reacting to yesterday's low and around yesterday's low. So I don't want to call it. Let me remove this because it has already violated what I was looking for. You remember? You remember that zone? Yeah, we
Yeah.
had mapped it out previously. So this is the yesterday's low. Price was unable to go there, to go below there. So what has just happened? We have just seen a reaction and a rejection, a huge rejection, giving us a good week, and it means that do we have the buyers there? Uh, I think you remember how SR. Have I ever told you? I explained to you how the SR zones appear. So if I have to, this an SR zone. Let's call this an SR zone. It is a memory where when price reached here, it got bought. The price changed direction, the change of character, and the price started going up, and the buyers jumped in around here. So it is memory when market participants remember yesterday that when price got to this level, people started buying. So that's how it happens, and that's how they are being formed. So that's why I think I've ever posted this before. The price and resistance zone are memory zones. So it's not just a line; they are memory zones. And if they break, it means they are more. They are the people who have the memory of the previous price move are less than the people who want to see price move past that. Sijui kama nimeexplain vizuri Jesse. Please, Jesse, have I
Nimemaliza
explained it well?
very
So,
well put.
so memory zones, and that's what has happened. Price is rejecting there. It looks to go back down there and see if they can test it again. So, what are we looking for? I want to go back to my other stocks and see what price is doing. Price is doing is to go up and down, up and down, up and down. It is sideways. It's a sideways market so far. So, Jesse, kindly take over.
Yeah, we continue to see bleeding in the likes of Tesla. We just broke down every year. We keep breaking the lows every time. After we go to that 191, we are not finding any buyers at the moment. So everything is just kind of red. And starting with Meta, which was already down a percentage, I think it's already zero point 0.9 of a percentage right now. Uh, Other areas I was looking at, Nvidia still up on the day, and by mind you, Tesla is still up on the day. It's still up a cool 4% on the day. Yet, with with all this selling, we're still up 4% on the day. So that again remains a very strong name on the day. And if we get a bounce in the market, or this market bounces, clearly we have a rejection at support level. And if indeed we are seeing a bounce and this market wants to rally up today, which at the moment does not seem like the case, but Tesla remains a strong name, provided that this market can find its way and move back up. So because we are already up 4% on the day. We were somewhere around 7% at some time, at some period of time. And then we also saw this huge selling, which was replicated in the market or in the NASDAQ. We had some huge rejection candles at the top, which informs me that people do not really love the market going up. Kind of maybe as a muted response to the hawkish sentiments by the Fed yesterday. Could be, but ours is just sit here and read the price. Those other interpretations, we keep them in the back of our minds, just execute based on what we are currently seeing in the market. At least that is my formula. I don't know about you, but that is my formula. So the likes of Apple not doing a lot, just a point 0.4 on the day, point 0.4 on the day. Again, this name has been very silent today, but we saw the break, a convincing break of 198 or 199 towards 200. This break again, I think people are just waiting to see what comes next because it was momentous. Was it an all-time high, Walter?
Yeah, definitely. An all-time high. An all-time high breaking, I think, a near long resistance. Tested twice back in July and back in December last year. So it was very iconic. Mali Safi. Very nice.
Okay, nice, nice. So again, so that has happened. A very interesting name because I'm one of these guys who like trading oil and WTI for that matter. Look at
Oh,
this
yeah, yeah.
Oxy chart.
Oxy, I knew that's where you're going.
Now look at this Oxy chart. To me, it's kind of we are seeing some consolidation at the moment. I have no idea what is happening here. I have I have no clear explanation because I've been wanting to sit down and look at what is really happening to this name because
Go to the 4 hour. You see the bleeding.
yeah, yeah, it's been bleeding and bleeding a lot. It's been bleeding a lot in the recent past. This is one of the names that legendary investor, whoever comes to your mind first, is in,
Yeah.
and yeah,
Well played.
he yeah, whoever comes to your mind
Buffett.
is in. Yeah, he's in this stock, and look at that. On the daily, we can identify a critical area critical price, and that is 59.13. And we came down here, we've been bouncing around that price, not breaking it per se. Even I think on the day we have come and touched it, if I'm not wrong.
Mhm.
No, we have not touched the price, but we have been playing around with that 150, that 59 price for some while now. Kind of forming support on it, but we are yet to break any levels on the daily. If I can just shut up a trend line to the same effect, a line of best fit for me. Uh,
Mhm.
yeah, we are not breaking anything yet on the channel for now. We're just playing on the downward channel for now. Again, headed back down. So maybe this time we come and break the support at 59.32 or so, and maybe come and test the lower trend line. But for the moment, I think oil is also selling. If I can have a
Uh,
quick look at. Uh,
before
okay,
okay,
sorry.
after checking on oil, I think
Yes,
you will be very interested to observe a ticker called Exxon. You know Exxon Mobil.
it's also an
It's also
uh,
a major
energy.
energy stock. So
Yes, yes.
I think after checking on how oil is behaving today, you can just take a quick look on XOM.
Okay, so again, oil
Okay.
playing around in that area that I don't want you to get into anything yet. Walter, for yours, I think I identified some kind of triangle that we had previously, which was
Well,
broken down, came down. Now we are playing back in that zone, and it's a very dangerous zone for me. Probably we get to, like I mentioned before, probably we get to 80, and then see how market price reacts to that, and maybe I can look for a selling position because I believe that we are yet to see the lowest oil price at the moment. Albeit, it's a very good psychological area for people to be going long on this on oil. If I just zoom out, you can see that this is a very huge psychological area where these are the lows these are the lows, and we just came down, not touched the very low, but we came down, touched 72, and now we are spiking back up. But I would love to see oil just come down to this obvious psychological level of 67. If that does not happen, then we'll have touched this area, and then this area now becomes my lower high, sorry, my higher low, and therefore maybe we can create some kind of bullish momentum with a break of 80. That is why 80 is very critical for me. I'm watching 80 with a lot of keenness to see how price interacts with that area, because I really think that we can come down um, to these levels and see oil just test that obvious psychological level of 67, where or 67 or so. It's around 67, 68, around there. But for me, that will be a very huge psychological area where we'll be looking to take some kind of long position, albeit a short long position, maybe towards 72. And if 72 cannot hold, then maybe we get back to here now at 78. But for now, today, I think we hit a low. We came down, we started by coming down. Let me just zoom in to see how the action of the day has played out. So we came down to around 77, where I was looking to look for shots, and then quickly rejected that. I think these names are listening to me. They don't want to give me a position. They're very selfish.
Why did
With,
you
just another,
you
yeah.
think the market is from your place? You will be shocked. Anyway. That was on a light note, but I
Yeah.
think you just tread
Yes.
cautionably. You tie yourself to the mast of risk management, and you can the, you don't
So,
have to control the market. Leave you.
people, even if there's any beginner here, that was a very light note. I do not mean that. I'm just saying that on a light note. If there are any beginners here, I do not dictate where the market is going. I was just saying that, on a light note, this market does not want me to give me what I want. Looking at gold again, doing the same. Does not want to give me anything today. Just playing inside the zone. I do not like that zone, simply because there's a lot of indecision in that. If I can just zoom out on the daily and
Jesse, are you there? Jesse,
am I?
are you there? I can't hear
Well,
you.
I'm back.
Oh, you're
I'm right here.
okay.
Not going
Continue.
anywhere.
Okay,
So
I
maybe
think on my end, you were just silent. I couldn't hear you.
okay, okay.
So
So
go on, go on, go on.
gold is playing around in this very precarious zone, where we have local resistance, which we touched today. We closed below yesterday, touched today, and rejected at 23.27. And then we have support at 22.85. No, any movement either above this or below this, for me, will be a clear sign that we have found some kind of general direction. Again, depending on the kind of breakout out of that zone. And so I'm just carefully watching this area. That is why I'm very cautious. I'm still quite cautious. You can see that today I had my zones lined up just for a kind of intraday. My zones have not been broken yet. So for me, no trade. That's why I've not gone into. For all those guys who trade this yellow metal, I am not yet in a position, and I think we'll be friends for the coming times, because once we break that area, we'll be able to find positions, and maybe you guys can tell me what kind of positions you're into, and I can also show you how I get into gold trades and how I trade this yellow metal for that matter. So for me right now, nothing else to report on. Market still red, albeit we rejected 19,500, which again was positive news. If you had any entries, or you had any positions playing out in the market, that is part of the Nasdaq 100. So for the moment, we are playing around this area, kind of not going anywhere. But interestingly enough, we just came back to 19,560, and we are rejecting it at the moment. So maybe this market wants to move downward today after breaking the daily low right here at 19,560s or so. We broke that daily low. Right now, we just came back, tested it, and rejected it, albeit we are still green on the day. So on the 30-minute level, the 30 minutes level, or the 15 minute for that matter, we are still below the daily lows. And therefore, maybe this market just wants to tank today, and we might be seeing red in the later periods of the day. Back to Walter, I don't know what's interesting on your end.
I know you're the devil's advocate today and want to see the markets red, but I am for the longs. So I'm for the buys, and if I show you my chart, I've been looking at definitely Coinbase. I was really praying for that rejection, and we have a rejection. We have a rejection, but we want this 15 this 15 minutes candle to close, and if it close above the previous candle, I think we might have our point D, and if we have our point D, it means our setup is complete, and we are expecting price to break out. So, what is interesting about the market right now? I know Jesse is for the sales, but I see the market is coming back up. The market is coming back up, and we can see a good break on. I think intraday, if you can remember, intraday, we can see Microsoft trying to push up above today's high. That is one. So that's very hopeful. We can still see here the Google trying to break up and trying to make another high of the day. So that is very promising. Uh, Apart from that, I want to go to S&P 500 and quickly see what is happening. And for the S&P, I hope we are breaking up and up, but still doing the same, dilly-dallying around the same point. The same point, it's okay, and I hope we can see higher and higher and higher. But we are seeing a clear rejection from the lows we just pointed out when I was mentioning this low. I want to see what Nasdaq is doing. Nasdaq is doing what is their rejections from these lows. Why? I think we have sijui kama hii mtaniruhusu watu wa ICT, is this a fair value gap? Don't know, but looks like it, and looks like price is getting rejected from that zone. I don't know if I'm wrong. Kindly comment section iko hapo. We like to learn new things. Yes, last time we were at an event, we learned about the church. Uh, I know I only nilijistakia peke yangu, but even Jesse was in the same shoe as me. What is change of character? So ni mimi nilichukua aibu peke yangu. Anyway, uh-huh. I want to look at something else. Something else. I think Bitcoin is going much lower. I can
Yeah,
see US
it was tanking.
Bitcoin is tanking. We can see here USD Kenya shilling is still going down 127 for today. I don't want to talk about that. What else? What else? What else? The dollar index is strong today, and it means the other way around for the for the for the majors. So we have Euro USD down, pound is down, the ounce is down, the Swiss franc is down, the Canadian dollar is down, and the yen is down. So if I go back to, if you allow me to go back to the stock market, to my pairs, and I mean not my pairs, my tickers, and my tickers are doing pretty nothing. They're just range bound, and it's a slow day. Slow day at the office. So what do you think, Jesse? Is it a slow day? Nothing major is happening.
Yeah, nothing major, nothing is breaking out except that sell-off you've just seen on the market or the Nasdaq. Fairly, yeah. I think the stocks that you are majorly looking at, especially Nvidia, is trying to find some support with all these rejections at the bottom. But yeah, still up zero point 0.5 on the day. But with the market moving the way it is moving at 0.10, we are likely to see a very slow day at the office. But if this is the early morning action we are seeing on stocks such as Nvidia, then we can expect that the afternoon might be much slower than this, and we might just be backwarding around the day's highs and the day's lows without much action on the day. Uh, yeah, the weak names, the Meta, still again, I think they're waiting for something else to happen because, yeah, for interesting for Meta, it was very weak during pre market. As if you joined us during pre market, it sold off around a percentage down. Right now, we are coming to test at the VWAP area. In fact, we are at the VWAP area, and we will see where we head from here because it's been a very strong rise to the view up area, which also happens to be around yesterday's low. So again, a very interesting point to note on Meta, but a fairly weak name. So maybe if the market is turning red or is going to close down red today, as is happening right now, as we can currently see, it's red 0.15. So it wants to go down and further down, then Meta is a very good name to be looking to short, and I'll also be looking out for that opportunity because given that we're already at VWAP, so maybe I'll just switch on to my lower time frames, which are not yet at VWAP. A higher time frame, we're already at VWAP, but a shorter time frame, I think we are approaching this kind of resistance area. I guess that is what we are playing with at the moment, starting to reject off that area, but maybe wait for it to get to VWAP properly for me to have the confidence of taking it down to maybe the day's lows, which is at 503 or so. So again, very interesting. If on the lower time frame we come up and touch the average volume for the day, then I'll be looking to take it down to the 502 area, which is the low of the day or around there. But most likely, I'll have my targets at around 503. That is, if you come and touch me up, then I'll be having my targets at 503, which is around the day's lows for my targets. Moving on
Okay,
to test.
before you go on,
Yeah.
I know somebody is asking and maybe afraid to text to write a comment and ask, but I'll ask on his behalf. I know I've interacted with viewer before, but if you don't mind, kindly tell the guys watching how you interact with viewer and what is viewer and how do you show us how you use it and vile wewe set up the way you set it up.
Okay, so I'll take an example of what is currently looking at, which is Tesla. So first of all, VWAP is just a volume weighted average price. So it takes into account all the prices that have been playing around in a particular stock or on the Nasdaq for that particular day. Mine starts on during market open. That is why blue line, if I can zoom in, starts when the market was open today. So that is where the blue line starts. So it takes into account all the prices that have been playing around the market today and weighs them to find an average of prices. So this is where you can expect that the volume that is playing out in the day, whether it is or to the buy side or to the sell side, is sitting at on the blue line. Therefore, that price shows us which kind of number one, it compares the prices with the volume of the orders coming in to give us an average for the day. So it tells you where prices are resting on that particular day. So for Tesla, it's around 187. So we can expect, and I want you to forward test this, and I think the only way is to forward test it. Just look at what happens once Tesla comes back, if indeed it comes back to that price. Just watch out for what happens to that area. Most likely, you will see that it will touch that area and there'll be some kind of reaction. If indeed we are going to be buying up to that area, then we'll see some kind of reaction towards the downside, or followed by either a close above or a close below. So for me, if say a weak name such as I just talked about Meta, which I think is a weak name today. So for such a weak name such as Meta, and this is how I use my viewer. for such a weak name such as Meta, I'm expecting that right now we're trading below the average volume for the day, meaning that all the volume is to the sell side today, and that is what we can see today. And it's a very weak name in my honest estimation. So I'll be waiting for Meta to at least come and touch me up. And if we touch me up, and I believe it's a weak name, and maybe I'm reading a bearish sign on the market, which is currently at 0.15, then I'll be considering taking this name short on the market. So my best play is usually this. Let me just do it for everyone. So we are starting. We just seen a small red candle, which might not mean anything. So I'm expecting this, that if you come and touch me up like so, the candle comes and touches me up and so, and the market is continuing to show me a bearish signal. That is, I'm thinking that the market is likely to go down today. And Meta being a weak name, just touching that average volume for the day and not finding anything above it, not coming above it and closing above it, not finding any strength past the average volume for the day, then I will take my sales. If I can just chat that up so that everybody sees, I'll take my sales there, have my outs somewhere just above you up, just to control my risk. I think money management is very crucial in this sector of ours. So I'll just take it there and give it maybe ideally to the bottom of the day, but ideally I like to play it safe and just put my targets just above the daily lows, so that the market does not miss me on the way down. Maybe it just comes, touches the low of the day, and then bounces back up. So that is one of the plays that I like to play this market on. And maybe I'll compose something. I think, Walter, we are working on an educational series where we'll be pointing out. We'll be making everything clear to maybe someone who does not wonders how we take down our trades or how we execute our trades, different strategies, and our different outlooks on the market. So as I expected, looking at the 15 time frame, 15-minute time frame, you can clearly see that we have rejected VWAP majorly. Just look at that. We just came, touched on VWAP, and now we are rejecting. And if we go to the lower time frames, we can see that rejection. So on the 15-minute, we clearly touched VWAP on the 15-minute and pushed back down. So, but on the lower time frame, again, the volume again take into account your time frame and all that. So on the 5-minute, I like to play it on the 5-minute, but sometimes the 15 is also okay. But to just because I've been working with it for a very long time, I like to play it on the 5-minute. Albeit, you can also test it on other time frames to see how it works out on your end. Back to you, Walter.
Uh, Back to me, nothing much is happening in the market. The market is still, I'll just say, a flat zigzag, a very slow day, to be honest, and nothing to smile about. My softy is looking to go above that today's counter trend line, intraday. Nothing is happening. Coinbase is back down, trying to test the previous lows, and if we can have anything interesting right now, I think we can look for. Oh, something interesting happened yesterday. So apparently, GameStop closed down 16% down yesterday. Did you notice? I like following after I think we had a Burj Khalifa yesterday. So uh, during the uh, during the morning as per the time, the US time, we had a very bullish. We had a very bullish.
Hold
Uh,
up. What is a
Bullish
Khalifa?
Burj Khalifa. That's what I'm trying to explain. So
Okay, okay.
Burj Khalifa, you see the way the Burj Khalifa is very high, and if you want to go up and down the Burj Khalifa is a straight line up, and this is a straight line up. Let me explain it. And during before noon, it was up and up and up. Then afternoon it came down and it closed 16% down. Yesterday we were up, I think, if you can remember me saying we were up, I think around 10%. Can you remember something close to that? So
Yes.
a very interesting stock, and honestly, nothing I can play, but if you can remember, I'll still mention it again because it's there. we have our counter trend line, and if it breaks there, who knows? If then I'll be feeling giddy, I'll do something. I'll dip a toe there, but I'm not very interested in these meme stocks. And if you can't mention GameStop if you don't talk about AMC, and another ticker, which, guys, it's a darling to the retail right now. Retail, sini retail pia. I'm just using the names zile we can see the guys who are writing articles are calling us, and saying we retail traders are very interested in this type of stocks, and the Reddit gang and everything. So same thing is happening. We had that breakout, and it's not nothing to talk about, because why? Let me even remove this counter trend line, because it's not well. The point C, it's not well formed, and what we can just spot here, we can just spot a consolidation, and nothing to smile about, nothing to. It's a very nene, it's a very slow stock. Volume down. I think it's a penny stock, and I don't like playing penny stocks, to be honest. Very slow, very slow, very slow. Anyway, back up. I think price is still dilly-dallying around the same zones since morning, and nothing to smile about. Again and again and again. Are you looking at anything interesting right now? Because today is a very slow day. Again, if I before I give back Jesse, the mic to Jesse. Remember, we have a traders competition. You go there. We have our tags all over. The link is all over. Go join the competition. We had a 4,000% break above today. We see Johnston is leading and leading and leading, and wants to. It's lonely at the top. If you can rival him, well and good. If you cannot, just come there, show us your skill. If you come up at the top, well and good. If you don't, we are okay. We are learning from each other. We want to see those top traders come here, show us how they do their things. So it's something very interactive, and there are prizes. There is merchandise all over. I think Linda is handling that on her end. More and more to come. We want to make this information available to everybody, especially the trading information. That's why we started this series of everyday interacting with the market, and we look to take this as high as possible. We look to interact with you guys as best way as possible. If you have any feedback, our DMs are open. If you have any feedback which you can share with the public, our comment sections are open. So please tell us what you want to see. Tell us if you want to come into the show. Like yesterday, we had a guest, so feel free. And it's for everybody. It's for the industry's good. Any objections? Anyway, just a takeover.
Yeah, very interesting. You mentioned Burj Khalifa. Khalifa is a very interesting name. Without
Uh-huh.
saying much about it. Also, hi to Linda. Masali sana. Don't have we have never mentioned you here. I think today is the first time you're
Oh
mentioning
yeah,
me, right?
today is the first time. Yeah,
Linda is she's
a
solid
very good
people's,
trader.
and yeah, shout out to her. And yeah, I don't know if you're trying to banter me, but you're wearing shoes that I'm wearing. I'm wearing the same shoes you're wearing today. She's posted a photo on Twitter. I don't know if you've seen it.
I've not.
Hook up the other. Did you look at my closet today in the morning and decide you're going to wear the same shoes? Yeah. Come at me, Jordan, into stones everywhere.
Okay.
But anyway,
But
yeah, whoever plays that backward strategy, I don't know if there's a name for it, or someone has given it a name. Whoever plays that backward strategy on gold is winning today, because we're just bouncing off support, bouncing off resistance. It's up and down, up and down. Does not want to make a decision. Very undecided on the day. Nothing to report about it. It's just this game of cat and mouse with levels that I have drawn up. Again, Walter, I repeat, this is on a very light note. Goal is just obeying what I'm telling you to do. I told you to stay within this lines.
this is not.
That's exactly. Look at that. We just came up on exactly where I've drawn up my levels. Just touch it and now we are rejecting. As in, this thing just wants to play around with me, but I respect it. It is the master. I am not the master. I'm just but a humble participant in this. So yeah, for anyone who wanted to see how I take my gold trades, I have not had any opportunity today, but hopefully in the coming days. And tomorrow is Friday. You never know what happens on Friday. Friday is usually a very good trading day for this metal because it's people. Most people don't trade it over the weekend, so most people likely make their big moves on a Friday. So expect high volume, especially today when we have had a slow day. It is an occurrence, but not a very usual occurrence that we have two consecutive flat days because today's just been a snooze fest, nothing to report on, nothing even as interesting, except maybe in the
But
stocks world where yeah, where the market is just moving up and down, rejecting all these zones, huge movers, the apples, and yeah, some of the stocks are turning red. I don't know if you see that on your end. Apple is turning red today, although it was not the strongest stock on the day, like I had mentioned before. Oxy just passed that 1% to the downside as the market is piling more pressure, as the sellers are piling more pressure on the Nasdaq, and maybe we see continued bleeding in the market in the afternoon. That is the US or the New York afternoon, not the Kenya. I think we're heading to evening here where we are. Yeah, yeah. The bleeding is on the currency side. I am guessing the dollar is strong today because the currencies are just bleeding. They're bleeding left, right, and center. EU bleeding 0.4%. Euro Japanese yen bleeding 0.2. The Aussie dollar bleeding 0.40 of a percentage at the moment. The Russell, I think we touched on the Russell yesterday. It's bleeding 1.25% down. So maybe something to look out for because, I think we discussed this. The Russell is dependent on the small caps is very dependent on interest rates, and if the Fed is going to maintain high rates for the moment or for longer, then the Russell is really going to suffer, and that is why I guess we are seeing such kind of variation where we have had a huge sell off today in the index. Remember, it's composed of 2,000 companies, which are uh, largely interpreted to be small caps, or they're not as much. They do not have so much free capital on their on their operations. So again, that name continuing to bleed, finding some kind of support at 2,000 level, but largely down on the day, more than a percentage, like I told you, around a percentage and a quarter down today. So yeah, nothing much to report on today except that oil again is just playing games with me. Just touched that 78 level where I was
I
looking
want to remind
for
you before you go on, after talking
yeah.
about oil, kindly
Yeah.
touch on Exxon, XOM. So
Oh,
after oil, you
yeah,
forgot.
I've not been in touch with XOM, so maybe I have a quick look at it. But I imagine the picture is the same, although uh, I might be
Yeah,
different given
I
that.
want you to see for yourself. I just want you to see for yourself
Okay, okay, okay.
because it's a
I
very
imagine,
interesting ticker.
I imagine it's bleeding even before I open it.
Yeah, it is, but in a channel kind of way. So, uh, yeah, you might look at it and see for yourself.
See XOM, I think another energy name,
Yeah.
Exxon Mobil Corporation for those who like their names in long, but for us it's just XOM because I think I'm used to calling them as they are as stickers. So let me just zoom out to the higher times. Oh my days. This is such a huge sell off. And I think we're already breaking structure today, or maybe forming
Mhm.
new structure.
Uh, okay, I'll show you my chart after or now, and then you come back talk about oil. Let me just do that right now.
Oh. So you might be
Yeah.
headed,
So
you might be inching
yeah,
closer to one of, if energy continues being lowering its prices, then we might be seeing 105 on X. I don't know why I,
this is what this is what I wanted you to see. If you can see, if
okay,
you can look at my screen, if you don't mind, that's the
right
channel
one,
I'm
yeah,
talking about. So
yeah.
so it was respecting this, and feigned to almost take a breakout, and then we see higher prices and higher for longer. But I think the oil said no. So back to you. That's what I wanted you to see. We have a bounce, this bounce here, and if we, and like you said before, today we might be breaking structure, and yeah, no, no.
Yeah, yeah. If oil continues with its current trend, or that is maintains that resistance point. Let me just go back at it. Maintains
Mm.
that kind of resistance we have seen. Um,
Uh,
is my internet trying to act up at this moment? Because I
oh,
just
your machine.
my internet is trying to act up because it's not loading charts as quickly as I want it to. So maybe take it over before I sort it out on my end.
Okay. What am I watching? I think we have a high of the day on Microsoft. I think I'm watching this stock like a hawk because I have a position definitely. If you're in my position, you could have been doing the same. And yes, we have a HOD of the day. And what does a HOD mean? It means we might go up and up and up and up and higher and higher and higher and possibly an all-time high. For heaven's sake, we are really we're really waiting for some kind of action today because it's been a very slow day and we want some fun. And yeah, if you're there, if you're watching anything interesting, if there is action on your side, kindly, the comment section is open. Our YouTube comment section is open. The live one, anywhere. If you have my number, call me. Tell me. This is a tick I'm watching right now. Yeah, and the same I think is happening in I think Nvidia. I want to look at Nvidia. Price is going back up, and it's very interesting to watch. Price going back up, and maybe we have a counter trend line here to see for the day. And being Jesse, I think I'll be. I think Jesse, if Jesse comes back, Jesse should be looking if price is trading above view up, and if it's trading above view up, I think he can be having a very good entry position. So Jesse, if you're hearing me, kindly look at Nvidia, and I think you are the one who prefers playing on the 5 minute time frame. I think it's very small for me. I don't think of that. So a quick look at Qualcomm. Qualcomm is doing the same, just zigzag consolidation, nothing to smile about. Going down or up, going down, down, down. I think we have 13 on
Yeah,
the table, and
you know
13
I
on
like playing it on the 5 minute. I'm still here
13 on the
all the time. There's a reason playing it. Yeah. So there's a reason I like playing it.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
there's
I
a
can,
reason.
I can.
Okay, okay. So there's a reason I like playing it on the 5 minutes, and tukutana hapo nyuma tuongea more about it, but spreads,
Nyuma ya 10
one word
spreads. I told
spreads.
you. Uko staki.
Okay, now yeah.
Like,
So something very interesting before I look at Nvidia.
can I,
You know that they would
can
have
I, can I, are your chats loading? I put it back from your end.
yes, 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 yeah. They are
Okay.
they're live on they're live. So again, I think we found support on Nvidia, but before that, I think you've heard of the name Kathy Wood
Yeah,
somewhere.
definitely. Uh-huh.
Good. So Kathy Wood,
What has
for those
Kathy?
who don't know, yeah, she has this investment fund called Ark Invest, and I'm seeing a very interesting interaction between some Ark Invest, Kathy Wood, and the big boy Elon Musk, who's I call him the big boy because he's receiving $56 billion. I wish that extra one at the end, maybe just make it 55 and send the 1 billion. If you're listening, Elon, and I know Elon watches this show, so Elon, please, that extra one at the end, please send it my
I
way. I
don't know what
can.
is this show.
Yes, yes. So
Now we are more comedian. Hey, continue, continue.
so Kathy Wood is of the opinion that they expect the value of Tesla shares to go up to $2,600. That is by the year 2029. So I don't know how many years are we still to get there. So yeah, this is a high estimate. So the bull and bear cases are approximately The high is around $3,100, and the higher side is around $2,000 per share for Tesla. Elon, being Elon, has amplified this, retweeted this. I don't know. He's
Definitely.
quoted, yeah, he's quoted
They
saying that
got
he is quoted saying
they
that they
guys
have
up
been.
each other.
Yes. So he's quoted saying that they have been the most accurate predictors of the value of Tesla. I mean, who wouldn't say that if these guys are saying that your value is
If it
going
was
to
my
be.
if it was
Yeah.
my company, I'd say the same. Funny thing, do you know Kavi sold I think Nvidia when it was around 400 I think 2 years ago. So and he didn't she didn't I mean she's a she didn't buy anything back, and if only she held to the highs we are seeing right now, I think ARK kila mtu angekuwa anapea ARK pesa yake, but
I'm curious to know what is Kramer's view on Nvidia.
who Kramer man, who staki inverse. What?
I know. So apparently, this huge prediction in Tesla shares is based on the impact that Cathy Wood thinks Optimus, I think, is the AI version of Tesla. Is Tesla's version of a working AI model, and we have seen the part of their robotics section get into being named the Optimus. I think we have Optimus 1, 2, 3. I don't know the numerals on that. But I love this thing where Elon just likes to play around with things. I've watched Transformers, and Optimus is one of uh, maybe one of the reasons I watched the Transformers is because of Optimus Prime.
Yeah,
But I love the naming. I love the naming because if you can be less than Optimus, then that will be kind of
something very
nice.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, again. Kathy believes that Tesla will launch a robo taxi service. I think I wrote an article some time back where I was discussing how AI is impacting the transportation sector. And I remember in one of the aspects, there was the issue of robo taxis. That is, you just sit down in a taxi and it takes you to wherever you're going to. So,
I
again,
think before
so
you go on,
these are
I
some of.
think just before you go on, I think they announced the robo taxi will be up. I think in August, and it will be launched from. I think it will be launched in China. So something funny. Elon is still has high hopes in trying to maintain his Chinese market, which has caused him problems the last 2 years. So, back to you, Joseph.
So here's my take on the launch of the robotaxi. I know is scheduled for some time. Now here's the thing.
August.
This thing has been scheduled for release time and time again, but Elon's companies have missed these launch dates time and time again. It was the same thing we saw with the Cybertruck. Launched announced a very long time ago, but eventually they launched it. But it was after a series of failed launches of the product. So again, just that is just off the top. So again, some of the services that are poised to increase the value of Tesla, according to Cathy Wood, is number one, that robot taxi service, which again here she says that will be launched within the next 2 years. So again, Elon saying that it will be launched this year again is just an estimate because her cheering squad, that is the Cathy Wood Enterprise, again, ARK Investment, sees it being launched in the next 10 years, in the next 2 years. And then she also continues to say that if Tesla fails to launch this robot taxi service within 5 years, then it will be quite detrimental to the price that she had earlier indicated. So that is some of the fundamentals that have maybe have a hand in play when it comes to Tesla's equity or Tesla shares at the moment. So looking at the moment, the market, Nvidia just came down, still up again 2% or so on the day. Came down, created a kind of support, went back up to the day's resistance at around 128, then moving back down, came and broke the day, closed below the previous closures at 127.73, and now we are seeing the same kind of action. It's a series of lower lows, and lower highs. Maybe we've just made a lower high right now at 128, and maybe it's time we are coming to make a new lower low, or maybe below the areas of 127. So again, very interesting to see what will happen to this stock as the market again continues to tank, down 0.22% on the day. Again, nothing huge, nothing monumental on the market. It's just
Has
that
it,
it's been a red.
Jesse? Can you see? Can you see that view up from your end, reacting to that Nvidia?
Or the Nvidia. Yeah, that's it. That is exactly what you wanted to see. So maybe I'll just go back there. And, oh my God, it's taking some time to load up. Uh,
Again.
but but yeah, again. I think I'm doing too much on the computer because there's so many tabs open and all that. Uh,
Okay.
Not to say that, and please, if you have, if you want to donate a computer to us, please donate the computer. Trying to say
Point
that.
out. Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay. Yeah.
light
Uh,
note. Guys, don't
Definitely.
take us very seriously, except we're talking about prices, because we can be a bit light on the note. So again,
Okay.
yeah, Nvidia is taking so much time to load up. So maybe check something on your side for that happens, and I'll inform you when it happens.
Okay. I'm back. I think I'm watching the S&P 500, and you can see price is still testing that memory point, and nothing is happening. Testing and rejecting, testing and rejecting. We can see the Nasdaq still doing the same. Uh, we are on a sideways motion, a very slow day, a super boring day, and nothing is happening. I think the Dow Jones has been going down and down and down in the recent past. So nothing to talk about though. Let me just check something. Nothing to talk about though also, because it is also breaking down and down. And if we can go back to the stocks, and our time looks like we have 9 minutes left on the show, and to check on my positions, we still on the same. We still ranging and ranging, but our positions are still on, and yeah, and we can see the doing the same. Microsoft doing the same. Price still ranging. It made a high, all-time high, and as well as a high of the day, then got rejected to the downside. So, what is the market waiting for? I don't know. Anyway, we can also see Coinbase trying to be rejected back up, and still in the zone. I pointed out the gap down. I think the previous gap down. I think it's yesterday in the morning. Yesterday at the market open. So price is still reacting to that zone, and if we see a turnaround and price decides to shoot up, we have buys up there. Nothing to talk about, and Nvidia. I think Jesse has talked about Nvidia. Qualcomm doing the same. Charade, it's sideways. It's sideways. Not yet broken the high HOD, the high of the day. That in that case, same thing is happening everywhere. Everywhere, it's up, down, the same zone. So nothing to talk about. Hmm, Maybe on the other currencies. So are you okay, Jesse?
Not yet. Just continue just a bit. But I think time is upon us.
Time is upon us. Maybe some
So
closing remarks. Nothing much is
yeah,
happening. So I
yes,
think it's
because
better if we
I'm
leave
already
it there.
I'm already tired of gold. I wanted to find a position, especially after yesterday. Nothing happening on gold. A huge disappointment. At least I got one win today. Thank you, Tesla. Thank you, Elon Musk. I am very appreciative of what you have done to me on this very big day. And I know you watch this show. And
Yeah.
I want to remind you, please, you are receiving 56 billion. I just need
Yeah,
that one. Please make it an
yeah,
odd number. Have
yeah,
55. That one, please direct your accountant to. I'll give you
you,
my number
you,
if you want. DM
you,
maybe.
you want to die on that hill that he watches the
Yes,
show. Eh?
I know
What's that?
he's watching the live stream on X right now.
On
That's why
X
he's
right
tuned in.
now.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you guys for joining us today. We'll be doing this every day. It's something very exciting. We hope to interact with you more and more and more. Thank you for the guys who show up today, every day commenting on the happenings on the market. And thank you a lot. If you have not subscribed to our channel on YouTube, please go do that. We have a community on X. Join us, TTKE. We have a lot of content lined up for you. Not that we are not trying to be different as we are not trying to compete with anybody. We are just trying to add more content on what is happening. So welcome. We are even ready to interact with other communities out there. So we are not gatekeeping anything. We are ready to work with anybody. So if you have if you know somebody good and you want to hear from him from this platform, kindly reach out to him, talk to him. Akitaka, we do something. If you think this is interesting, let's do something. Anyway, more updates on TTKE, the top traders. That's our name because we want to bring you top traders here. So we don't have much to say. It was a slow day. We don't have much to say. Nothing much to see, and we can call it a day there. See you tomorrow, same time, 3:30 to 6:30.
Listen, here's the thing
Thank
about that.
uh,
Just one last
just
thing
hear
before you
something,
close
yeah?
off. So if you're
Yeah.
listening to this, or if you're watching this, if it's today or you're watching the recording tomorrow or any other day, and you would like to be on this show, please don't feel free to DM either me or Walter, or go to the TTKE hashtag. Tell us that you want to be part of this stream. Tell us what you want to bring out. You are welcome to anyone who wishes to come and express their views, or tell us something interesting that is on top of the other guests that we already lined up for the coming days and weeks. So if you're feeling like you have something on your chest that you like to bring out, these again are a very good place. Come tell us about it. We have no problem with anyone. Yeah, I'm just sending out this welcome message to everyone that this is an open platform, and yeah, it's open to everyone. Don't feel afraid to DM either me or Walter. Tell us something. Tell us, hey, man, I want to be in the space. I also want Elon to send me some billions or something. It will be very welcoming.
Okay,
Yeah.
there's something interrupting on your end. I think you're messing around with something hapo
Oh,
inaharibu kitu. So
so
uh, I, this is it. We have been talking and talking and text and writing a lot on Twitter and trying to explain the markets, or better yet, we send pictures. And I don't think that's enough. I think it's time for us. I think it's time for the traders to showcase how they do their thing. So I think we are taking this a notch higher. So uh, yeah, interact with us. Thank you for joining us today. We'll be doing this tomorrow and the day after tomorrow. Okay, the day after tomorrow is on a Saturday. So Monday to Friday, catch us every day, 3:30 to 6:30. Thank you a lot. Thanks a lot,
peace.
Irene. Yes.